Taco Moto. So you've heard us talk about Taco Mike on the show. He's been a guest host a few times. Taco Moto Co., that's how you find him on the web, sells a lot of the kind of cool and unique tuning products that you need to get your emissions compliant bike running up to snuff. So if you have questions, he has answers, and he can also sell you the stuff. So if we can't answer the question here, which we hope we can, maybe he can answer the question over there, and he can also sell you the parts that you might need to get your especially KTM or Husky dual sport bike running like a champ. Anyways, it's tacomoto.co.
This episode of Tech Talk Taco Tuesday, there was plenty of questions. Some about the Beta 200 and plenty on the KTM 390. There was a new segment introduced this week, Roost or Endo. So stay tuned for that. Now here's the show.
Live from Pahrump, this is Tech Talk Taco Tuesday. And we're doing it just right tonight. Logan, what are we doing?
We got a couple more categories, sections.
Right. Your dad's knocking over cameras?
Yes.
I just got done with my tacos, which is good. It's nice to get tacos again. Thank you, Bob. Thank you, Janie. Thank you, Ramiro's. We have some new segments, is what Logan's trying to say. But this is the show where we talk about motorcycles and
motorcycle-related products.
Right. So glad to have you here with us. If you can hear the fan in the background, which I can, I'm going to just turn that whole thing off. Just shut that off. There we go. We're going to just sweat it up in here. It's a Wabash sauna. It'll be good for you. That's why I'm going to drink a nice cold whatever I had in the fridge right here. And that means you should start talking, Logan.
Couple more segments. Hopefully we'll spice up the show.
Tell everybody about your race. You raced, right?
Yes.
I haven't even heard about this.
Yeah.
Night race, huh?
Yes.
And who'd you race with?
One of my cousin's friends.
Okay. And
he is David Heffel.
Yep. Faster than you, slower than you?
I think pretty much exact same speed.
Exact same speed. That's good because when I used to race, I've been on both sides of the equation. I've been the faster guy, and then I've been the slower guy. And I tell you what, it really sucks to be the slower guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So just checking. I wanted to see if you're the slower guy. I was going to beat up on you, ask you why you're holding.
Yeah.
How'd you do?
Third in our class.
Better than the emergency room.
Yes.
That's good. I'm glad for a good, safe return. So tonight our show is sponsored by Climb. Well, I'm going to tell you. You know what's really bad is yesterday I was riding up in the forest and lots of punji sticks, and I tore my favorite Climb XC Light pants. So I was super bummed out. Now, why would I say this while we're like talking about Climb as a sponsor?
Yeah. I
have absolutely no mark on my body. So they did their job, because if that was enough to rip the pants, I don't have any skin missing, and so the pants did their job. I'm pretty stoked about that. Now they're just a little bit more vented, although they don't look cool anymore, so have to get another set. But I was wearing, and this is something that I don't even know if they're in stock, but I was wearing the I think it's called the Mojave Pro jersey, or is it Dakar Pro jersey. It's like a heavy duty jersey, and it's heavy duty in that it's made like of a really thick mesh material, and even in all these punji sticks and stuff, no issues. I didn't have any no sticks, no torn jersey, and this stuff will not tear. I did testing of like one of the original prototypes a long time back, so good thanks to Climb for making that. If you're interested in and it's like not wearing a jersey. It's like wearing protection. You see the guys you've seen the dorks that wear chest protectors and no jerseys?
Yeah.
Okay. It's like you're doing that without looking like a dork. You look like you have a regular jersey. I don't know really if the dork is the right terminology for that, but I don't know. I was just never found, because I guess it's good because they're wearing a chest protector, but they're going to get scraped up. Hair scratched up by the bushes and all the other things. So, also DDC sprockets. They've always been a long-time support of the show. They support land use issues. They make good chain wheels. You need that. You got that fixed, Logan? Or do you want to listen to the show again?
So
Fixed
there's
it.
an oversight on the producer's part here.
Oversight.
Well,
you need a microphone. Are you 3 or 4?
I should be 3.
No,
You should be able to hear me.
I can't.
I'm 3.
I
Wait,
can't.
no, I'm 4 actually. I'm 4. I'm sorry.
Oh, I can't hear you.
You can't hear me?
No. Try again. Try again.
Test. No, I should be 4. Test.
Well, I just ran them up, and I don't know. Your mic's probably turned off. We're just going to turn you off.
There we go. How about this?
How about that? Go ahead.
There we go. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So
No, you're-
now back to the original problem. Yeah, I should be 4.
You're 5 and 6, by the
5
way.
and 6. Oh, okay.
Anybody want to come in and be a producer? It's real easy.
Learn
No.
on the fly. Well, the producer did also forget. There was an oversight. The producer forgot to turn on the monitor.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, did somebody point that out?
Yeah.
Oh, look. Hey,
we had
Craig
a couple
Albert's
people-
got it. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, got it. Okay, so how do we make that work?
We gotta. Let's have Logan turn that on.
turn this on?
Yeah. I can't. I don't think there's a remote for it. And then I got it from there.
I think that turns it on.
Yeah.
We can use this producer's assistant. Are all my passwords going to come up on the damn monitor behind us? Is that how it's
Ooh.
going to work? Yeah, easy on throwing stuff on the deck there, Chivo. So let's see. Let's talk about what's in the news, Logan. Do you know that Triumph is going to make motocross and enduro motorcycles? Huh? Huh? Do you know this?
No.
Okay, so you weren't on social media today.
No.
So in other words, it wasn't on TikTok.
Uh-huh.
Or your girlfriend didn't tell you.
Yeah.
Okay. So big kind of breaking news, and I don't know how this was kept secret for that long, although, man, I should have seen this coming, because I thought it was really interesting when Ricky Carmichael started riding around on Triumphs last year. I'm like going, because he's had this long-time relationship with Suzuki. And Suzuki makes some pretty good bikes to ride on rides like that. Like, I would take a V-Strom in any day, and all of a sudden he's riding Triumphs. I'm like, oh, that's kind of, yeah, that's kind of interesting. And so anyhow, I know it was funny because I know Jeff Stanton was doing some stuff with Triumphs on the adventure rides and things like that. So are we up there? We got it working? Good. Look at that. Pretty.
I don't know if it's the right one, but it is.
Oh, it'll be the wrong one, I'm sure. Anyways, but how could they be developing a bike in such secret? Is what's interesting to me. So it'll be very interesting to see what they come up with, because evidently, they're saying it's their own platform. They're not borrowing from somebody else, and that, especially over in Europe, when you start trying to manufacture or build something, usually everybody knows. They know that this is going on because it especially on the R&D side and the development side. There's so few places you can get prototype stuff made, and or you've been talking to a suspension manufacturer or this or that, and nobody has talked about this. Or here's the other thing: our media is so good these days because everybody, they're really top flight media guys that don't pay attention to this stuff. And I'll be the first guy to tell you I don't pay attention anymore. But then again, it's like that's not my job. I'm not getting paid to do that. But when I was at Dirt Rider and even at Cycle World and stuff, I would pay really close attention to the what was going on. Are you hearing a lot of weird sounds?
Yes.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, I hope it. I'm gonna turn.
I'm not picking it up over here.
Yeah, is that better? It's not. It's not
no.
any better.
No.
If you're on the feed and
Like wind.
yeah, if you hear like it's windy or something like that, let me know so we can try to fix it before we send this out to the whole world. Because we have a pretty studio, we don't have pretty bad sound. So back to the whole thing with them being able to develop this bike, and I know Triumph does things a little bit different. And it's I'm gonna make some jokes. Is it okay?
Yeah.
Do you know what a Triumph is, Logan?
Yes.
How?
How?
Yeah.
I saw it in your school once. Someone wrote it here and then used one of your rentals.
Right. Because they're I remember when they got into the adventure bikes. Of course, I tested them and stuff. And back in the old days, there were desert sleds, like Triumph desert sleds were a thing. And but usually they'd switch them over and put the motors into different chassis and stuff like that. But in my time, Triumph kind of came back alive, and they built retro bikes. So they started doing making their own triple cylinder motor, which actually was a really bitchin' motor. And they were doing some, street bikes and trying to get into the road racing that is 600cc. And I don't remember exactly all the stuff, but I remember riding their adventure bikes, and the motors were brilliant. They made horsepower, and they were heavy, but they ran really strong. And you could tell it was street bike guys making an adventure bike. And I always remember this because the riding cockpit was kind of cramped and the bars were swept back. It was kind of like the point where it's putting you in this more like road racing style, like sport touring, even though it was adventure riding. It was a really hard bike to stand up on. Having ridden Ricky Carmichael's factory CR250 back in the day, I hope he's not in charge of developing the motocross bike because he'll fit right in with those engineers if they're still there. I'm just saying.
I do believe he is in charge of the motocross bike.
Right. Well, I doubt he's in charge. I'm sure they're soliciting his input. And like the good thing about Ricky, and just from the few times I've interacted with him and knowing him, is that guy is super, super competitive, and he's got an ego, and he would want it to be the best thing ever. So. Mm-hmm. There we go. And it's funny because his old Hondas were low in the back and the bars were swept back. And, of course, it was Ricky's bike, and he won every race he rode on the damn thing. So who am I to say it was the best? It was the worst. Well, it wasn't one of the worst bikes I've ridden. McGrath's Supercross bike was worse. But because Ricky's motor was really bitching. But his ergonomic setup and stuff was out there. But I've ridden. I'm pretty sure I've ridden Ivan Cervantes, one of his enduro bikes before. And his bikes were good. His KTM, and this is a long time ago, by the way. So good with that. I think it's awesome that we have more competition, more bikes out there. And man, here's the other joke. I think they're just doing this because everybody else that's tried to get into the dirt bike market, and the KTM just buys them up. So maybe they're just making a ploy for KTM to buy them up, and then there'll be
I don't know.
another.
They seem pretty dead set on winning championships. Like in their press release, they mentioned racing multiple times.
Yeah. Oh no, that's what they said. But all you have to do is start doing it, and then KTM buys you, right?
Yeah.
But, what I thought was interesting is that Ivan's he said he's already been. He said
he's ridden the bike.
He's been riding prototypes. Yeah, and he said it's actually really serious. It's not just a toned down adventure bike. I
have no idea. I mean, we won't know until they know. But if they say they're going into the competitive arena, that means if they're using those two guys, they're indicating that they're going to try to do enduro, some sort of enduro competition, and motocross. And I imagine now that they've made this announcement, you'll start seeing a little bit more like some of the racers they've been talking to, because you would have to start, if you're planning on doing this, you would have to start talking to guys if you wanted to get them, good guys. And I don't know. I mean, I've watched Cannondale try to get into this level of competition, and they started out with maybe guys that were more development riders than they were actually, top level guys. But we'll see. I don't know how much money Triumph has. I don't know what they're kicking around. Maybe they're starting an energy drink. Who knows? It's strange these days.
It's cool though.
Yeah. Hey, you know what else came out, Logan? This is important for you in California, just in case, because everything that happens in California goes to the rest of the state. Today, a resolution was introduced by a state senator from Salinas that encouraged local and state law enforcement agencies to communicate with the motorcycle community and engage in efforts to end motorcyclist profiling, which is defined broadly as the arbitrary use of the fact that a person rides a motorcycle or wears motorcycle-related paraphernalia as a factor in deciding to stop and question, take enforcement action, arrest, or search a person in a vehicle. So this is important because you know how we wear motorcycle shirts and we try to show off on motorcycles. Now you're not going to get any legal attention.
Mm-hmm.
So all that stuff you're trying to impress your chick and stuff like that. She's a cop. She can't even distinguish you from that nerd dude that doesn't ride dirt bikes.
Yeah.
Right. You know how this works, right? Okay. Just kind of keep you up on the news. Here, this is you have the notes and stuff.
Yes.
Are they on your little screen? Can you
Yes.
read that with your eyes? You don't have to squint.
What?
Like- The notes, all the show notes.
Yes, but
You're having problems.
no, I was gonna put them in Google Translate.
Oh, the first one.
No, the second one. That
Oh, this is the first. Yeah, the first. These were news items.
Oh.
And right here, that's from what's her name?
Madeline Haley.
Right. Say the first word because it's like the only one in English.
Datme.
Dat me. Yeah, dat me.
Datme.
Dat me. Yeah, you know what that means? No, it actually means date me. So she's obviously hitting on Logan from the show. This is from a note from our last show. There's a website. I see. I didn't even see that, Matt. Matt picked up on this real quick earlier. He said,
that's what
he
I'm
said,
talking about.
"Oh, look at the letters. It's porn sex." I didn't see that, but
That's what I was talking about.
Yeah.
Did you think I was just making that up?
okay. Oh, you're gonna have me read this? Look at he hands me the notes. You translated it?
Yep, but I don't think it helped.
Oh. Momo Dicky Dookie Shitta Congo Wonga Rop. No, it's it's all kanji. I thought maybe you just pick up on it. So okay, let's skip to the next one.
Motorcycle Hideout. Thanks for answering my question about the new Beta 200 compared to the KTM 200. However, I should have confirmed that I was talking about the difference in height, not wheelbase, of how the Beta feels shorter. Thanks, Kelly.
So Kelly, thanks for doing the question on you. Yeah, we remember how we say kind of give us more information. And that's a horrible thing to say because I say that and then all of a sudden we get too much information. But it was enough information where we spent 4 to 5 minutes talking about the wrong thing. We were talking about wheelbase length because that's what most people talk about, but she actually was talking about seat height. And I responded back to her. It was interesting. So the Beta, for some reason, even at the same quoted seat height and measured at the same seat height, feels lower than KTM's. And
Yes.
I think it has a little bit to do with PDS versus a linkage shock is one of the main things. And but numerous test riders of ours say the same thing. So if you want a bike that feels shorter, a Beta for most people is generally better than a KTM. So that's the answer. Did anybody complain about the sound?
There was we had a little bit of a blip in the stream where it just like froze for a little bit, but
Okay.
it's good now.
Okay, I'm just worried about this. I don't know what it is.
Some people said they can't. They can't hear it.
They can't hear anything.
No, they can't. No, they can't hear.
They can't hear what we're talking about, what we're
Whatever
hearing.
you're talking about.
Yeah. So, okay, next question.
Mike Island. Best review on the internet, no question. Thanks. Nothing worse than guys that read the spec sheet. Thanks for telling it straight.
Yeah, I hate the spec sheet. In fact, one of the things I like to do is I like to kind of go to the intro kind of uninformed. Literally, I don't want to, I may know kind of what they changed a little bit from reading about it previously, but I don't want to read every little detail because I want to just go ride the bike and feel it, and just say, do I notice a change year to year or whatever it is? Because a lot of those things, sometimes they are, they're kind of leading to let you. Let me see if I can turn this thing down. There we go. Because there's a lot of psychological stuff in the marketing department that they're trying to plant stuff in your head. And I mean, it was kind of funny because it got ridiculous at Kawasaki intros a few years back. They were going out of their way to repeat things 3 times, which I know is one of the things, like 3 times, to say it 3 times. And so they'd have 3 different people literally come up and tell you the same thing. One guy from the R&D department, one test rider, and then some factory guy. And they'd all kind of say the same thing, and almost to the point where it felt like they were reading off a script. And I'm just going, oh, come on, let me... if you want to do this about an hour after I ride the bike so I can just go, bullshit. when they start talking about like, yeah, the increased valve angle will do this and that and the other thing, and it's like I didn't really feel the power or whatever it was. So, glad we're not doing the spec sheet reviews, and we do try to tell it straight because I would want to have somebody do the same thing if I were researching about anything else. So, other things, whatever it is.
Single tracker. Dirt bike test Jimmy. How about a test on big blocks? Is the Kenda your go-to tire for adventure bikes?
What tire is on every single one of my adventure bikes, Logan?
Kenda big block.
Okay, so we've answered that question. I have to full disclosure here. Kenda does sponsor and support my off-road riding school, but I tell you what, if I was spending my hard-earned money on a knobby style tire for an adventure bike, I would give the Kenda Big Block a really good, hard, long look, and I would be buying it if I was paying for it with my own money. That's how much I like them. And the reason I actually approached Kenda a long time ago, because they've been with me now for, oh God, how long is it? How long? Not 20 years, but I mean, it's like since we've moved out here, maybe even previous to that, I was looking for a company that made both a good knobby for my dirt bikes and a good adventure bike tire. It was hard to find that at the time. Like Dunlop had the 908. They were just getting into the 908. And they have decent motocross tires. But unfortunately, I'm not a fan of the Dunlops. Not to say that they're not great tires, just for me personally. Michelin did not have a good one. Continental actually has the TKC80, which is an excellent adventure bike tire. They didn't have a knobby. They were starting to get into dirt bike tires, so I actually considered them. But I think they've gone away from the dirt bike tires, at least here in the United States. Bridgestone was non-existent in the adventure bike world. It was really hard to find. There was 3 tires. It was TKC80, Kenda Big Block, and the other one was, what was the third one? I forget. Well, the Dunlops. But I think it was previous to Michelin having both sets of tires and stuff. But anyhow, yeah, that's my go-to. How come I don't do a test on them? Because everybody would think I was just making it up, right? Since they sponsor me, support us.
Probably.
Right? That's what they say. Yeah. I would do a test on them. Just haven't been doing a whole lot of writing a whole lot of product tests and stuff. But yeah, I think they're good. I think they're one of the top 3, and for me, they're the best. And the reason I think they're the best, and I've always said this, is that off-road on the little washboardy bumps that you get on dirt roads that get all washboarded, it's like you got your suspension revalved and the suspension works perfect. The suspension work that tire does is by far and away, and it makes up for the little bit it gives away on-road compared to the TKC80, which is the tire that's very similar to. So, Mike, hopefully that answers your question. No, single tracker.
Yes.
Okay, wrong person.
Derek Underwood. So how do you fix it? Did I miss something, or is this titled incorrectly?
Oh, it was a nugget from one of our Tech Talk Taco Tuesday shows that he's referring to, and it was I started talking about how to diagnose a slipping clutch, and man, you're hearing that, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Could it be Matt's mic? I know.
I don't know.
I know it flares up whenever he starts moving.
Oh, really? I'm turning his mic off. Yeah, I don't know what that is. So
Is this one on?
I don't know. Huh? Is that one? No, that's not on. We got to figure this out. This is bothering me too. It's something. Did you guys jack with the damn board? Get unplugged here.
No?
Yeah, who knows? Okay. Well, if the sound's bad, blame somebody else but me because I didn't touch anything.
That's what you have the producer here for.
Yeah. And ours are kind of cranked a little hot, so we hear this, so we can stop it before it gets too bad. And then and since we're not editing it down like the old days where we could fix this, like this is what everybody gets to hear. So if it's bad, then then the whole show's bad.
Yes.
But it's going to be a good show.
Last week it had what we're hearing, but a little quieter.
Oh, really?
Like the whole time.
Yeah, you guys should. Then you didn't say anything
I think I did.
to me.
I think.
What question was it? Oh, about the guy. Okay, so this show sucks, and here's how to fix it. No, wait, that's a whole different thing. So he was complaining because I was talking to Mike Shirley at the time, and I was telling him how to tell if your clutch is slipping, and somehow it was to tell you that if you need to fix it, and somehow he thought we were going to tell you how to fix a clutch, as opposed to, and the explanation was if your clutch is slipping and you take it, and I should probably put a link up to the video, but I'd have to think about where it's at. But if you're riding along with good traction, it doesn't really need to be good traction, but you're riding along and you drag your brake and the motor doesn't bog down, your clutch is good. Or it's not good. If you drag the brake and the clutch, it's slipping. You're trying to create an artificial clutch slip, and this is what we talked about, how to tell. And I went into kind of really good detail about it. But he wanted to know how to fix his clutch, so he was wondering why we didn't tell him how to fix his clutch. And I should have just said, well, just wrap a shoestring around your clutch plates. What do you want to know? And in the video, so we talk about it and we say, yeah, if your clutch is slipping, you need to replace parts. And so that's the answer. So we did tell you how to fix a clutch. Replace the parts in the clutch. I mean, do you want to know how to do it on a Honda CR450X, or do you want to know how to do it on a KTM 250 EXC, or maybe a Beta 200? Like which one of those? KTM 390? Which one? I can tell you exactly how to do it because I've done it on all those bikes, or I've at least played with the clutch on them. But that wasn't the point of the video, and it wasn't titled wrong. It said it was how to diagnose a slipping clutch. So yeah.
So on the Beta 200 video, J. Doug.
Oh, you want to try that? Doug UA.
Doug UA.
J. Doug UA. Doug DUGUAY. Now, I didn't say Husaberg. Okay. And Bob's still awake.
Yep.
Okay.
Someone in the chat said Husaberg, yeah.
Oh, they did?
Yeah.
Well, that was for him.
There we go.
Yeah.
Greg got the Husaberg, though.
Yeah, Craig, that was for you. Okay. Next. So
Is the bike better? Is this better than a KTM 200 XCW?
he's asking if the Beta 200 is better than a KTM 200 XCW. Well, are we talking about the 2021 Beta 200, do you think? Since that's the bike in the video?
Probably.
Then it's better. Because KTM doesn't make a 2020. KTM hasn't made a 200 for 3 or 4 years now, so it's definitely better. It wins every single time, 100% of the time. But if I compare it to my old one, it was better than my old one that I spent a lot of time setting up for me. I think I'd rather have the Beta right now. So for you, I don't know. Depends on what you get your hands on.
Less Death 69. Jimmy, it's good to hear that at your age you are not having trouble getting it stiff.
Less Death, good to have you back to the show. Logan, what do you think he is talking about?
The carcass on your tire.
I was thinking the suspension.
Okay.
Well, that's why you're a co-host. Because you weren't in here. You were riding back from the. I sent you on an errand across the other location to see if we can find pins for our next little shtick thing. And I'm like, did he find him? Did he find him? And because I was just looking out the window and you just hopped off the bike and you were playing pocket pool.
Yeah, I felt 9 pins, so I thought I lost one on the way here
Right. We just wondered if it was just a 16-year-old riding a dirt bike.
Oh.
But now we realize you had pins in your pocket.
Yeah.
So, hey, at all of our ages, it's good that we are not having any trouble getting it stiff, less death. Stiffness is good. Well, unless it gets too stiff, and then you need to back off the compression a little bit. So,
14 clicks, right, Logan?
Yes.
What was that?
14 clicks.
14 clicks. Yeah, that I saw that. I s-
Logan's really funny.
yeah. Like, I'm going to turn your mic back on so you can talk if you want to.
Here, I want to make sure
Yeah, that didn't
I'm not
fix it.
ruining the show.
That didn't fix the sound. Didn't
no,
change the sound.
I don't think so.
You didn't change it?
Okay.
What,
No.
what is it you guys are hearing? Because I'm not really hearing anything on the stream.
It's just like it's not doing it right now.
No, all I hear is the fan.
Yeah, that's not enough.
No, and I think
Okay.
that's hitting the.
Okay,
my
you know
face.
what? Give me another question because I got to do something real important.
Motocross hideout. That makes sense because based on how I felt on my old 08 200 XCW, I was just wondering if the Beta 200 felt smaller / lower to the ground only because I have a 27-inch inseam. Thanks.
So that's the same question that we answered earlier, I think. From what was her name? Jenna? Kelly. Yeah, Kelly. So somehow the question got multiplied.
Which it's a bit different.
I know. I think one was from an email. So the way I do these is a lot of times, like, after we kind of put the show up, people will send emails back, and I grab those emails and I start the document, the show notes for your
Yes.
convenience. That I'm doing them for you now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I start those, and if you send me an email, they go right to the show notes for the next question. So we've answered this one. So you should have said, Jimmy, you already got this one. Like when you were reviewing these. Remember when you were reviewing these today when I sent them to you? At about 2:00 today.
Yeah.
It was the ping when your girlfriend was FaceTiming you. It was that ping that you got an email.
It
Yeah,
would have been a little.
Oh, it vibrated. Yeah, and it did. It vibrated, right?
Yeah,
And
probably.
you didn't say, "Hey, honey, I gotta go."
I didn't see it.
Oh, right. Yeah, when you see when my wife calls, what do I tell her? Gotta go.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So that's what you start now. I mean, you're almost like 16 yet.
October.
October, because that's like you're ready for marriage at that point.
Mm-hmm.
And you got to get these things in place. Actually, we got Matt's minute. This is for later.
Oh yeah, my minute.
Your minute, yeah, Matt's
Yeah,
minute might address some of this later. But anyway,
Yeah.
so anyways, back to the show notes. So you should say, hey Jimmy, this one's in here twice.
Mm-hmm.
We should probably clean this shit up.
Yeah.
Okay, next question.
On the. Oh. John Jackson. Questions for. Do kids today only ride dirt bikes for Instagram posts?
Now that says kids. So since you're still under 16, you can qualify as the kids. Why don't you go ahead and answer that question?
I'd say 80% of them do.
This question was actually a lot longer, but for some reason, because it came in on the live feed last time, I wasn't able to download the whole thing. But he talked about how his kid, he went out there and they actually were doing some clicks of compression or something. He's like, "How is it?" And new gear or whatever. And then he's like, "Dad, I just wanted to get some Instagram photos." New bike, trying to get the thing set up. Well, I don't
He
see
does about no Instagram to how many hours of riding. So.
no like you're not like bumping up your profile. I need to go check your profile. What are you shooting photos of?
I have 3 dirt bike pictures, and that's it.
And this is
Right.
Hawaii.
Does everybody want to see Logan's? So you need to start blowing up Logan on Instagram, you're reaching out to him and let him know that he needs to start posting his riding photos. Because where did I see the photo of you racing? That's how I knew you raced. Where was that?
I put it on my story.
Oh, that was on yours,
I also
No,
put it on mine.
It was on both of their stories.
on
Yeah.
stories.
Yeah.
How do you find what's the story? Is that that's
They're
the one at the
gone, man.
top?
Yeah, that's the top.
Yeah.
Okay.
Stop.
So
Only because somebody else did a story, and I just
Yes.
hit the replay or whatever.
oh, you
Me too.
you replayed it. Yeah.
Yeah, something like that.
I don't know where the different buttons are to do that. Like Ricky's all over the Instagrams, and I try to screw with him on it all the time. And I'd have to figure out which button to push. And I mean, I have a hard enough time just loading up what's in my pocket, which it's not that stiff. It's just my phone, right? Because everybody's trying to get an extra look out of that thing. It's like it's an audio experience, okay? But anyway, so yeah, you need to start posting some stuff. You should get one of your friends while you and your girlfriend are doing your riding technique.
Yeah.
Yeah, that I bet you that one would get a lot of likes. I bet you if you did that, I will be willing to bet you right now more than you can afford to lose. Thanks, Martin. If you put that picture up there, you will get more likes than you've ever got on anything else you post up there, and more likes than your sister gets. and it'll bump your followers up, and then you might even be able to start charging money for doing posts. Like somebody will send you a product and say, "Hey, next time you and your girlfriend are on the bike doing that thing, can you hold up my thing, my hats and sponsorships?" This is how this works in this world.
Yeah.
Okay, so just take my advice.
Hold on, I'm gonna try and put Logan's Instagram into the chat.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that
Instagram into the chat.
Yeah.
As long as it doesn't crash the whole feed.
His
It
teammate
shouldn't.
looks like it could be his brother.
Victor said he tried to add you, Logan, but he's because you're a Mexican. Okay, let's move on to the next question. I'm drinking Tres Agaves tequila tonight. They're not a sponsor of the show, although they could be. I don't know. I'll tell you after I have some. Go ahead and read, Logan. I'll sip this fine stuff.
Ripperton. The replacement Teflon pads are only 0.8 millimeters thick. They barely protrude above the surface of the pocket they fit in.
Okay, hold on. So we're talking about a recluse clutch video I did
Yes.
where I explained the details of a recluse clutch, and I've done a full test on the clutch and a lot of things. So he's obviously up on it, but the reason I put this in here is because this is where YouTube can go, and this could be a really good thing or a really bad thing. So keep reading. This is actually really good.
They are basically already worn out when you put them in. When the pads wear, the cast steel weight grabs on the aluminum frame and won't recede into the release position. I have bought 1 millimeter thick Teflon sheet off eBay and am making my own pads.
So here we go. And this is what's cool about the ability to share information and do different things. So he's reached out and on our recluse video mentioned this, and so he's measured them. Obviously, he's measured them. Now he's going to go 1 millimeter and do all this different stuff. And I don't know exactly what the material is in there, but just to be safe, I would always go with the parts that Recluse provides to replace the stuff with. You can buy those pads, although they seem to discourage it, and they'd like you to just buy, new wedges. So he's going to, and so I when I got back to him, I said, hey, let me know how this goes. I would like to know, because if this works, you're doing kind of outside R&D. I wouldn't be surprised if they have tried, different ways to, get those pads in there. And the one that I showed that was worn out, I think I showed some pictures where that clutch had over 500 hours on it, and it probably should have been changed a little bit sooner before it did what it did. It finally, I remember the last 50 hours, I kept telling myself, oh, I gotta pull the EXP disc out. I gotta pull it out and check it. So it's good that somebody's actually trying this stuff out. I think it's pretty cool. I want to know how it works, but it could be really disastrous when you have parts like this inside of your motor that could go south. So Ripperton, let us know. I'm anxious. Although for 500 hours, I wouldn't mind putting the 0.08 millimeter thick pads back in and running them for another 500. Actually, at 300 hours, I should probably put the new pads in and then never worry about it, because it would be all good. So, and actually, at that time, I think there's a lot of wear in just the aluminum structure. And Mojave Bob is waving his hands, but your mask is down.
Well, don't they sell the little?
Yes, they sell them. They sell them in their 0.08 millimeter.
Bag full.
You have a bag?
Yeah.
Oh, it was probably the clutch out of your bike that wore out.
That wouldn't surprise me.
Well, yeah, no, that would actually. You're right, because you ride at such a low RPM. you probably didn't realize that your clutch was constantly slipping and those wedges were doing a lot of work. Because where I ride, I'm up there, Bob. I'm running it, and that clutch is engaged and no problem.
That's why I have your setup now in my bike. It works much better.
Right, because it doesn't slip all the time.
Right.
Right. In agreement.
Remember,
That's
full
good.
throttle, 5th gear, 800 RPM.
Yeah, but you do that. See, if you do that, your recluse clutch will take off. You could leave from front of this door on a recluse clutch bike in 5th gear and do 800 RPM, and it'll get you probably halfway down the street.
Right.
And then you'll have smoke coming out of your
Think of how many
engine.
people I supported recluse.
That's not the point here. And in all honesty, that is what gives these clutches a bad name. Like there's probably that's the main one is people that don't realize that they're actually slipping it, like when they're slipping it all the time, and that's why we have this, like, call them up and tell them you talk to Jimmy Lewis and you want the Jimmy Lewis setup, and they're going to try to talk you out of it because they have their stock setup. Because mine engages too soon, because I don't want it ever slipping, because I do like to ride that tall gear, low RPM, where most of the bikes these days fuel injection will pull, but if you on the stock setup, they'll slip a little bit longer because they don't want the bike to bog down. They want it to kind of be revved up when that clutch finally engages. And with my setup, if you kind of come into it and you don't respect it, you can actually bog the bike down and potentially stall it. Actually, you can stall it real easy, especially on the bigger bikes, the 500s and stuff like that. But just blame me. Okay, so Ripperton, waiting for it. So what about the Tour of Idaho video, Logan?
Wesley K. Great video. What bag is that on the tail? Looks handy.
Okay, so in my Tour of Idaho video, I have luggage bags on my bike. And I went and did the Tour of Idaho. And I had a lot of stuff that I trusted, and companies that had either sent me stuff or, supported me in the past with things. And when we decided, and the video was like, I wasn't going to go ride the Tour of Idaho. I just had my bike in the back. I kind of thought about it a little bit, so the bike was sort of prepped. But I ended up going up and doing a photo shoot halfway there, and I said, heck, I'm going to go up and do the Tour of Idaho. I went and did it, and I rode it. And luckily, I had a friend who was up in Idaho at the same time that was a videographer, and we shot the Tour of Idaho. And then we came back, and we had all this footage and stuff, and it's like, let's make a video. That isn't free. And I decided to go ahead and pay the editor, and I don't think I paid Will. I have to check with him. I probably didn't, but I never expected to make any money off of it. But when we kind of got it done, I'm like, this is pretty good. So I reached out to a lot of the companies that the stuff I used, because I just proven that your product can just do the Tour of Idaho, and it's very capable stuff. It's all stuff that I trusted before I actually went on the tour, to put it on the bike to allow me to do a successful tour. And then I went and hit up a lot of these companies and said, hey, we're going to produce a video. Is there any way I could get a little help? And this is early in the whole, I don't know when the video was released. It's kind of early before all the influencer crap and stuff. And I kind of proposed to a lot of these companies, and hey, is there a chance you could help offset some of these video editing costs and stuff? And in return, I will also do another video about the stuff that I used, a specific video that would have been an exponentially helpful video to all the people that were planning on doing something like the Tour of Idaho, some adventure motorcycling, overnight camping, all this stuff. I have a wealth of knowledge about this, but it would take a lot of work to shoot this and do it and talk about it and do all this other stuff. So I proposed these companies, hey, can you help offset the costs of this video? And I wasn't trying to make money on it. I was just trying to, offset the outlay that I put out. And then we'll do this other video, and then your product's going to get a lot of exposure, because I'm going to talk specifically about your product, and it's going to be kind of supported this way. And I kid you not, like, some companies came in that I've worked with, and they said, yeah, we'll kind of help you here and there, and it didn't offset the cost. But there was a few companies that came back and said, well, if you would have told us before you did something, before you did this, we could have budgeted in or planned for it. I'm like, okay, I get that. So there was that. So shortly after that, we were going to do something else, something different. And I said, hey, I'm going to do this. And here's the same offer. I'm going to do something, and I can use your product or not use your product. But this time we're coming to the beginning. Same companies. and said, I'm going to use your product, but I'm going to do this. Here's a tour of Idaho. I did it kind of like this, and this is what you're going to get. This will be kind of the end result will be similar. How would you like it if I used your product? And then now since you know what I'm capable of doing, here's what I'm going to do. Would you like to participate? Oh, same company. Not necessarily this one, but similar. Oh, well, how about you do it and then we take a look at it? I'm like, I can't decide whether I should do it and then ask you or ask you and then do it. I don't know. At this point, it's difficult for me that's trying to, make an existence. I'm making a living doing this, make an existence doing whatever it is that, I'm trying to do. And I really enjoy doing motorcycle riding, talking about dirt bikes, riding dirt bikes, testing, give you good information. But at the same time, it's like I've been doing it for a long time, and I do it because it's kind of fun, and I'll do a certain amount. But when it becomes work, all of a sudden, then it's like, you know why they call it work, Logan?
Not easy.
No. At the end of the day of work, what do you do? Except for here. You get paid.
Yeah.
Right. Otherwise, it's a fun. So I'm not funning these things. Actually, if you see me right now, and we're not, you're not making money. We're funning this. We're not working this.
Yeah.
So that's the difference. So that's why I said except for here, because you haven't seen a paycheck for a little while, have you?
No.
Yeah, I'm waiting for that invoice. Good thing is I know I'll never get it, just like the show notes. So, okay. Is that a rant or what? Should I just start?
That was a rant, yeah.
I need a bottle of wine at that point.
Yeah,
that
you
was
should.
bad. I'm sorry.
No, we get you some. We get $3 Chuck for. We have a $3 Chuck rant.
$3 Chuck.
Or $3 Chuck wine. There we go. Yeah.
You just have a bottle ready and just start. Just put it on the table when I start doing that.
I'll get you a really nice wine glass. We'll make it really nice.
No,
it'll be a new segment.
Hey, it's just like I joked earlier about. There's no real journalists anymore. I mean, these guys are just sending it home. I mean, it's. I can't believe that these guys are supposed to be out there this is their job day in and day out. Should be knowing what's going on in the motorcycle world. And Triumph is developing a motorcycle, and this goes not just here. This is over in Europe. I mean, even when we were, I was involved with some of the BMW development and stuff. Like, stuff got out. I didn't say Husaberg. You got to that thing needs to be more than an arm's length away.
It does.
Yeah. So.
We need to talk about Husabergs.
We will. Oh, we will. Okay, KTM 390 build. Let's get into it.
Mike Island.
And Mike Island made a lot of comments. He's got a lot of. I hope he's watching. Is Mike Island in the chat? I think he might be in the YouTube zones. 'Cause I think that's where he's at. But okay, what's his question?
Best reviewer on the internet.
Wait, is this the second one again?
That's why I stuttered right when I said his name.
Oh, really? You stuttered?
A little.
I thought you were just gonna go I used to say lots of words like that, and I'm trying to clean up my act. But we'll get to you later.
Yeah.
Hey, what is it about you counting to 9?
9?
Yeah.
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 8, 9.
Huh? Inside joke that I don't know about?
My chain for my e-bike.
Oh. Yeah.
Okay. You're supposed to cut out 8 or 9 links?
No, I knew it was an 8-speed from the start.
Oh.
But then, because it needed a new chain. So my dad was at the store and he called me and I was like, yeah, it's an 8-speed. He's like, can you check for me, please? So I went outside, I checked. The chain was off of a gear. So I went, I see 8. That must be a gear. Because it was actually kind of...
Oh, so you counted 9?
Yes.
Because the chain was down below the smallest chain ring.
But at the end of the 3 days later, end of the day, it actually needed a 10-speed chain. So I was just one off too low.
Mountain bikes, the chain
Yeah.
varies in width off of how many speeds it is.
Oh, yeah, I don't know this.
Right?
Yeah.
I didn't know that either.
So I probably, last time I went to a bike shop, the guy told me that, I don't know much, But the fact that the guy behind the counter knew way less really distracted me, and so I went to the internets and got what the part I needed, which is that's the death of brick and mortar. I mean, if you have a guy that I was ready to spend a lot of money there, and this guy gave me information that I knew was incorrect, and he was telling me it was correct, and I'm like, no.
My guy was good, but my counter was not.
Right. Well, I just wondered where the 9 thing came from.
Yeah.
That's good. Yeah. Okay, you get a 9 for that answer. Next.
Is that one?
Yeah,
that I say?
we already answered that one. So what's the next one? I think it's this
No.
one here.
Oh, you don't have it.
I don't have it.
No, it says. Dirt bike test. Thanks, Mike. We try. Some might even think it is worth $1.
Oh, so
Oh, another rant.
oh
We need to get the wine.
no. So anyways, so Mike actually, I replied to Mike on that original post, and so I asked him if it was worth $1.
Yes.
Because some guy, on one of Trevor's Instagram posts this week, Trevor Hunter, who did we put the GYTR head on the YZ250F, and we wrote it, and it does something. It definitely does something. It for me, it gave the bike more torque and more RPM and cleaner RPM, and it's all the kind of stuff that you would want if you were looking for peak high-end performance, and it probably goes above and beyond what you can get with the stock head for sure. So I'll leave it up to Trevor to kind of do more of the explanation and stuff. But he wanted this full in-depth test of like, can you compare the GYRTR head about this and about all the other stuff? And I was literally going to just start going down and explaining to all you guys. But I replied to the guy. I'm like, well, how much is that worth? Like, how much is it worth? And he said $1. $1. It was worth $1 for him to get that information. And so I'm like thinking in my head, I'm like, is there 600 more of you to give me those dollars to make me spill out the information? Or is my information that you're going to get only worth $1 to you? Because I'm sure if you're used to other stuff, other websites, yeah, it's worth $1 maybe. I mean, there's a reason why they're giving it to you for free. And they're sure as heck not making it on the backside, because I can see how many views they're getting on videos or whatever it is. So, that's where this kind of question comes from. So I think I said, is it worth it? I was kind of parlaying off this, and I'm like, how, is it worth $1 or something to you? So where did this go?
It certainly is. More dual sport content, please. When I go to your website store, there is no $5 buy Jimmy a coffee/beer option. Maybe consider adding a donate email for PayPal on your contacts page.
Right. So this is a newer way of doing things, and I'm not that familiar with all the. I mean, I've looked at it, researched like the Patreons and the donate and different things like that, but generally, when I see the scope of where shows or groups are at, different things that have Patreon accounts, and I see how many views they're getting versus how many participants they have on Patreon, it's at that point it's not worth it. It's so minimized. I mean, there's no correlation to it because there's so few people. I mean, when you're giving it out for free, there's so few people that are willing to pay for it because then it'll if you're going to do it for Patreon, you get it a week early. Well, I'll wait a week for this free information because I didn't really ask for it. Although on Patreon, a lot of times you can ask the question, and even with our riding school, we are investigating this. How to figure out how to best make this whole thing work. So, no, I don't have a $5 buy Jimmy a coffee or a beer option because I don't need 5 beers because in Pahrump I can get 5 for $5. It's pretty cool out here. Yeah, and you don't want me having 5 beers and then giving you answers because that's the minute my Patreon thing, my phone vibrates. Is that what they do? They vibrate when I get money?
Probably for you, it's Bing.
Bing, okay, because everything is a Bing?
Yeah.
Because I don't know how to set it. It's better than Bob, who doesn't even know how to answer it. So it's good Bing, and I just take off sprinting towards the bar. And then I have to wait for your answer till tomorrow. So I guess I'm too old school. I think there should be advertising that not necessarily advertising sponsorship that kind of pays you to bring you the content. And I always had the "you help me, I'll help you" mentality with it. So if you were a sponsor of this show or whatever, I'll talk about your products. If you call me up and say, "Hey Jimmy, I got a new, DDC has a new sprocket," although they don't need to make a new sprocket because their sprockets are awesome the way they are, and they're on all my bikes, and I've never worn one out. So why wouldn't you want one of those? That's a good thing. Lightweight, stainless steel, awesome performance, in stock. So if you're a sponsor, you're gonna get some pushback, and then the only thing is, if you were a bad sponsor, I wouldn't call it a bad sponsor. If you're a sponsor that I didn't believe in your product, or you wanted to be a sponsor and I didn't believe in your products, probably wouldn't do stuff with you. Because I don't really want to talk bad about somebody that's paying me to say something and I can't say anything good, honestly. So that's the way I see it. And if I'm talking to a advertiser's audience, people that are listening to this show, they're listening to because they like Logan. They like you. That's why you need to be my ad guy and you need to go get the sponsors. Know what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. But they're looking for information. They're curious and stuff like that. And I promise you that a certain percentage of our viewers are DDC sprocket guys now. There's a certain percentage of them that are wearing Climb gear. They like Climb gear. They aspire to get Climb gear. Their next gear purchase will be Climb gear. I'm probably not going to change the brand you ride on right away. But, me telling you that the stuff we talk about KTMs and the stuff we talk about Hondas, I have no problem telling you how good those companies' products are. I'd like to talk about other brands the same way, and I would be more inclined to do it if they were part of it. But it doesn't mean I'm not going to talk about the ones that you don't hear about. Like, it doesn't matter. If there's news about it, if it's interesting, if somebody asks me a question, the question's on the table. Let's talk about it. And I'm not going to badmouth them because it's a sponsor, but to go, I mean, to try to to make the viewers pay for it, because I'm trying to think of why I have such a problem with it, and I probably have a problem is that if you're the guy that wants to pay $5, man, I really appreciate it. I think that's cool, but then I think about the 70 other guys that are riding off your shoulders that are getting it for free, and in reality the $5 isn't. It's because I don't even know how to explain it. It's like $5 is not worth it. Like, that's not going to drive the show. And do I gamble that I'm going to get like X amount of guys that are going to do the $5 thing that make it work, and then all these other people will start watching. Maybe out of every 70, one of them is going to send $5, and at that point the ratio isn't right until you're up in these, just like us expecting to make money off of Google. Or, by the way, you can click through our links on Dirt Bike Test through Amazon. We have that stuff going, and we get a little bit every month, and it keeps the lights on the website, right? They keep lights on the website.
Yeah, Amazon affiliate.
So,
right?
Yeah, Amazon affiliates. We do that. So just go to a Fresh Dirt story on like the story that Scott did today about the Triumph. Go there at the bottom. You can buy beef jerky. You can buy Triumph beef jerky.
That's a thing.
Well, it's not Triumph, the motorcycle company. He put Triumph in the search part of it, and so like beef jerky came up.
That's awesome.
And you can buy that, and then we get a little slice of that. But so,
There you go.
Craig Alberts says I'm a cheapskate, and he sent in my $5.
Is it $5 for the shirt?
I think is Craig the guy? Somebody bought like 5 or 6 shirts. I mean, they really did. They went out of their way, and it was funny because like one of the sizes was out, and I got back with emails, and I felt bad about that. I mean, because I'm a cheapskate myself, So
Yeah.
And I every once in a while I go, man, I should Patreon this guy or something, and then it's like, oh god, what a pain in the ass to have to log in and sign up and all this. So, and there have been guys that have sent me money. They've actually sent it like Venmo'd to my email.
They just Venmo you money,
and I reject it.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, I totally appreciate this. I really, really do. But it's I don't know. I mean, I guess we could build you got to lay the foundation or something like that.
There's a way to do it with Patreon, but yeah. There's a way to do it.
I don't, like I said, I would never do this because I was forced to, because I was getting a paycheck. If I didn't enjoy doing this, if this wasn't fun, if I didn't feel like I was torturing Logan every Tuesday night, I would, and getting a kick out of it, right, Logan?
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't do this. So it's all about the fun. But I promise you, if money comes into this thing, it's going to the guys that are helping putting it on and doing all their stuff, and I'll just take the $5 and go to the bar and get super loaded, right?
Right. Well, hopefully.
Hey, you're 21. You want to go to the Hideaway tonight?
The Hideaway.
Hit the Hideaway? Yeah.
I'll go to the Hideaway.
Arnie's, yeah, one of the dive bars around here. Irene's, something like that. We can go down to Sherry's Ranch.
Oh, there we go. I've actually never been in Sherry's, so.
One of these days, Matt.
One of these days.
Actually, maybe tomorrow.
Maybe tomorrow. You just let me know. I've heard a lot of stories about the tours from you and Heather.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. This isn't the show. Let's just move on. Next question,
Okay,
Logan.
okay.
You didn't hear any of that. Wait till you're
Logan's not
18,
invited.
21, whatever it is.
One old man riding. Great upgrades. I went with the AXP plate. I should have waited for the black dog one.
Of course you should have. No, I mean, how do you know? He probably needed the skid plate as quickly as we needed the skid plate on that 390, and the black dog one is indestructible. Let's put it that way. So, okay, what does ADV Matt say?
I love mine. I ride it within its limitations, and it is a very complete and capable bike. Throw camping gear on it and hit the backcountry trails. BTW Hyper Pro has progressive fork springs and tunable shock.
The next thing that I would actually start modifying on our particular bike would be the suspension. And the reason I don't is because it's actually pretty good. And I start feeling like, and I understand limitations of certain bikes and stuff, and I start feeling like if you start making that suspension much better, and this kind of goes for a lot of adventure bikes, if you start making that suspension much better, and usually it requires stiffening it up to a certain extent, because you're really trying to get rid of bottoming is what most people are trying to get rid of. That bottoming forces get higher, which means you're transmitting higher shocks into the chassis and stuff. And I know our wheels can take it because those wheels are really good. But like how stout and robust is the frame? Is it going to stretch or bend? Who knows? So I think the next upgrade would be a suspension upgrade, but I would start being very careful about when I let you kids go ride that thing because you'll start jumping it.
I know. I need to practice those whips that I'm trying to figure out the physics of.
Oh,
Yeah.
boy. Actually, I'll try to whip that thing.
No, you should. You should.
I'll find a tabletop. I'll land the backside.
There you go.
That's the way you're supposed to do
You
it.
go to the one over off of the Game Bird area.
No, that's Logan's territory. I'm not allowed. I can't encroach.
He'll come
Yeah, it's
chase you
like
off.
they start flashing little signs at me and stuff like that, and they're like,
Yeah.
"Old dude, get away, bro. We're gonna shoot you down."
Yeah. It's the warning
Yeah.
signs. At least you're smart enough to realize that that's the teenager way of telling you to back off.
Right. What does Scott Walter want to know?
KTM Power Parts has spoked wheels for this bike now, available for around $1,000 US.
That's a good deal. Like a set of wheels for that bike at $1,000 is good. Because I know, I would guess that the W wheels that we have would have cost double, largely because of the hubs. The hubs were very expensive to buy as KTM parts because there's no hub for that particular bike, and they really tried sourcing one someplace else. So that is a good deal. Although if you want your bike to look as blingy as ours, W wheels. Yep. What does Jerome Sweet want to know?
I have a 21 390, and I simply cannot imagine it would do well off-road. You have to wring the hell out of it for power. Granted, I'm comparing it to my CRF 450L, but still.
You want to answer that?
I just lugged it. I didn't.
I lug it too. Actually, that's the reason I have a little bit of a problem with the Recluse clutch, as I explained in the video, because the bike does make good torque, and ours makes
Yeah.
even more now with that ECU. But and I responded back to him and told him that, like, look, you got to trust the torque on that bike. It doesn't have a lot of flywheel inertia, but if that throttle's cracked, I bet you can't stall it. Like, if you hold that throttle at like 2 or 3%, like, it wants to keep running. It doesn't, like, you don't have to wring it out. You can kind of keep banging gears at low RPMs. It's not fast by any means. And I think he feels like that more chuggy power that he's getting out of his 450L. And, yeah, the 50 cc's will do some of that. But, I think you need to ride it off-road. I would quit imagining and just go ride it off-road. And the fact that you have both of those two bikes is kind of interesting. They're quite a bit different, but at the same time similar. I'm trying to think, why would I have both of those bikes? I mean, I did at one time. We had a 450L around here, but okay. What does Steph Liverwright say?
Made in China, no thanks.
Did you know that the KTM 390 was made in China?
No.
No,
thought
I
it was
didn't
made
either.
in India.
Right. This is what you get out of YouTube. Just right there. Made in China, bro, dude, whatever. Steph, do your research. Like, I don't know where we said it was made in China. I have no idea where you found out it was made in China. I have no idea why that comment showed up on our feed, but it just shows that this is the kind of comments you get for putting a lot of hard work and effort into doing a video that tries to explain to people how to take a bike and make it better. Okay. Oh, it's Jerome again.
Yes.
Jerome's back.
I'm pretty sure no one would dump 4K into a 6K bike. It makes no sense, in my opinion. Why not just buy a better adventure bike or a dual sport bike at that point? The Duke 390 Adventure I think, is designed to introduce people to adventure riding, and that's it. Sell it and upgrade.
So the 390 Adventure is designed to introduce people into adventure riding. That's the point where he got it right. But no one would dump 4K into a 6,000 bike. I beg to differ. The reason we went down that path that we did with this bike is, number one, like I said in the video, we are addressing issues that we complained about with that bike. And I don't like to just complain and then walk away. I like to solve problems. It's like, we saw some problems with the wheels, and we knew right away. Excuse me. We knew right away that the wheels were going to be weak linked for the way that we were going to ride the bike. And it was a process for us to get those wheels, and luckily W worked with us, and they do awesome work. And we figured out a way to get around that way before KTM was able to do it with their power parts. I knew they were coming. I talked to somebody in R&D, and they were working on testing some stuff. So, that was an issue. That added the biggest. That was $2,000 of the $4,000. And the rest of the stuff is all addressing issues that we came across. Skid plates breaking. Okay, Black Dog makes this. Foot pegs are at a weird angle. Black Dog makes this, and these are all things. And so our bike is a little bit of a showcase, except we didn't do the showboating stuff. We need to make a show pony bike. Mm-hmm. We need to just put stickers on a turd and just like talk about how awesome it is. You need to get on that. That's part of your marketing duties.
Okay, but those foot pegs they have the coolest feature I've ever seen on any foot pegs, though.
They're on any Black Dog foot peg.
Really?
Yes. Yeah, Black Dog foot pegs all have bottle openers on the bottom.
That is awesome.
Yeah. No, it's a selling feature. It's really cool. And I've used, believe it or not, I've used the bottom of those foot pegs to bend other things into shape.
Really, like I imagine not levers, but like.
No, it was. I think the one thing we did was there was a brake pedal that we tweaked, and I couldn't figure out another way, and it actually fit inside of there, and I was able to bend it back because it was digging into the case, and but anyway, so it's like it doesn't make any sense in your opinion. But I'm blown away by especially when you start looking at like the Honda CRF 250L forums, like the amount of money they replace the wheels, the shocks, they put big bore kits on, they do all. You've taken a bike and The strange thing with those bikes is they're building it into. You could take a CR450L or X and lower the suspension and sort of have the same thing. Where there is not a small adventure bike out there that's really capable. Like people say, well, I think we'll get to this. Oh yeah, it's the next question. But like, well, why don't you just buy a KTM 690 or why don't you buy a Tenere T7? Okay, Logan, next question.
David Clark, including the wheels and recluse, you probably spent 50% of the MSRP on farkles and fixes. Still much less cost and weight than a 690 or 890, but still would be nice to see an Adventure R with proper 21 18-spoked wheels and flat pegs. Perhaps they are going to leave this bike an entry-level / world bike and sell the 490s in Duke, Adventure, and R terms.
What does Porterhouse have to say?
Just buy a 690 Enduro.
So, I mean, there was probably like 10, 20 comments that said the same kind of thing, or buy a T7, or buy this or that, whatever it is. And it's just a different bike. It's smaller. It's a little bit lighter. It's easier to pick up. It's all the kind of things that, so for sure, it hits the mark as an entry-level adventure bike. It does this. But then as you're entry level and you become a novice rider and then you bought it because it was small and you still don't want something that's big, or you know that you don't want a big bike, here's a bike for you and here's how to modify it and here's how to make it better. So they don't want a 690 and they don't want a T7. Or maybe they don't know they do and they'll grow into that eventually. But as they grow, it's a big step to go from a stock KTM 390 to anything else, especially a 690 or an 890 or 790 or any older adventure bike that you get at a lower cost. The next step really would be one of those like those BMW F650s that weren't really 650s, but there's these lowered 850 things that are kind of, because it's really the size that you're dealing with. Then all of a sudden you just go exponential in the weight. So it's fitting a spot. I mean, I would think the next logical step would be to go to something like a 450 or a 500 or a 350 kind of dual sport bike and then trim it out for adventure, but then it's not as comfy and smooth. So that's why you just don't buy a 690 Enduro. I wonder what kind of videos Porterhouse has up on his thing. Does he think it'd be about steaks?
Maybe.
Maybe? Yeah, Porterhouse.
Farkle.
A farkle?
Yeah.
A farkle is it's like an adventure rider term that you just put like fake shit on your bike. Like if we farkled out that thing and have like lots of GPS mounts and gold blingy things on it and stuff that doesn't do anything, but it looks it generally it's more about talking about around the campsite than it is about doing this. Okay, so next question: who asks it and what do they want to know?
Who is that?
I don't know. Oh, you want me to try to pronounce that name?
Yes.
Why don't you try it first?
G. Taranda Senda. Cindy.
Chitranda Senda?
Cindy.
Jitendra Shendi. Jitendra Shendi. I suspect that they're from Mexico, right?
I don't know.
Victor will confirm that. He knows everybody in Mexico. Question, please.
What is the total weight increase with all the mods and parts? With ECU mapped, increased power and torque, how does the new weight to power ratio compare to the original stock bike?
So, do you think this person works in a tech-oriented field?
Maybe.
Someone that likes numbers and ratios and comparisons and stuff? I would think so too. So right under this on the show notes, Logan, read what it says.
Weigh this bike before the show and get the numbers.
Okay, so you have the numbers for us. I'm ready. I'm all ready because we're gonna do a weight to horsepower compare ratio. I think there's a whiteboard over there someplace. We're gonna pull it out and we're going to chart all this stuff down.
My big whiteboard.
Yeah, big whiteboard. Is there anything else on it that we shouldn't show the folks? Is there any proprietary information? It's all whited down.
There's no.
Okay, it's time for the Logan's whiteboard hour. Okay, so we'll hand it here and right over here. Just bring
Thank
it.
you, live studio audience.
Yeah, I'm gonna bring right here. Hold this up. Okay, so yeah, give me that pen there, Logan. Okay, so here's how this works. Logan's gonna give me the numbers. So, what's the weight of the bike?
348 dry.
Wait a minute, you actually went out and weighed this.
No, I got it off Google.
Is that zero fuel weight?
I don't know.
Got it off Google.
The
Okay.
dry weight was
Google.
348.
I'll just call it G for Google, and I'll put an asterisk right here. Okay.
Yep.
So, so that's the stock weight, right? Weight, stock. Okay. Now the other number we need here is we need the weight of our modified bike.
Yes.
Okay. What's that?
I did not weigh the bike before the show.
Okay. So that's a big question mark.
Is it in the video?
Question mark. Put an L next to it. No, we didn't weigh it on the video either.
Okay.
But that's why the note right there says weigh bike before the show to get the numbers. Okay.
Yeah.
So what's the horsepower number?
Probably another Google.
Oh, okay.
Horse.
Yep.
44.
44.
And also when I tapped in Googled H, I didn't hit search, but it popped up with, what was it? It was bar bends or bar height.
Bar height.
Bar height. Handlebar risers.
And where does that fit into the equation? How's that going to
Nothing,
affect the horsepower?
but that was just the
What?
number one search
number
thing.
one search.
Yes,
Oh,
for
we
H.
put bar rises on our bike too. So
Yes.
So horsepower is 44, and so the current horsepower. You've ridden this bike.
Not after the thing. I did it right whenever we put the ECU on it.
So that's modified. How much
Yes.
horsepower does it have?
46.
46. Okay. I'm going to put it Logan next
Yeah.
to that. So the big problem with doing this equation is so somehow if you were going to take this like power to weight, you would take the weight and the horsepower compared to that's a question mark.
Yep.
This weight that we don't have compared to this horsepower, which actually isn't a real figure.
No.
But I'm gonna agree with you. It's probably not a big increase here. Well, actually, it is because the RPM goes up so much more. So if it's really stock 44, I'm gonna go with it's putting out like 48.
Okay.
48 for a Jimmy dyno, my butt dyno, and I don't
Yeah.
know which is more accurate. So as you can see, we have it's like we have a there. So this is Logan's helpful equation hour versus the show notes. We'll just put this back down here. If you have any comments about the outcome of this segment, you know who to email. Do it on his Instagram account right after you get that photo that you want. So, okay, what else do we? So remember when those notes and it was highlighted and it had your name next to it? It's really
Yes.
big. Yeah, that's at 2:00 when the thing's reading. You're like going, yeah. Well, you don't really talk. You just shake your head up and down on the sexting call or whatever you guys do, or it's like by video. Okay, so got it.
Road Ghost 88. It's a great little bike. I have over 5,000 on mine with no problems. I put an air seat cover on for comfort, then installed risers. But I really
Risers?
wish it was 2 inches higher at the front. There's some fork extenders being sold from the UK that will rise the front 1 to 2 inches. But the jury is still out on them. Lots of front end dips on this bike, normal for real dirt bikes, but they have the length to make it tolerable. Not so with the 390 Adventure. Feels like a sport bike, hard on the forearms, anyways, because of its weight, it will go anywhere. MTC is a pain thought,
Though.
though.
Yeah, MTT is a pain on this bike. So it's funny because he says not so with the 390 Adventure. Like I say, normal real dirt bikes have the length to make it tolerable. So he's talking about some sort of a fork extender that will raise the front end, and he's talking about. It sounds like they're extending the forks, and he's going to slide them down on the clamps and raise the front end of the bike up, which to me would. I actually get where he's coming from, where it does feel like that front end is a little bit low, and maybe like I would think fork springs would help more than you could probably put some preload spacers in there and accomplish some of the same thing if you're a heavier rider, but for smaller riders, we found that the suspension is actually pretty good. So, I don't know that I'd really want to slide the forks down because you're not going to change the way that they work, and then you would change the attitude of the bike, and it depends on your size. I mean, at that point. But 2 inches higher in the front. I wonder how an air seat. So his air seat's raising him up and is actually amplifying the problem. So, because the other thing I said I would want to modify in this bike. Hey, by the way, make Logan remember this. We're gonna have like 40 minutes of KTM 390 Adventure talk.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's a solid selling point on this particular video when you go to do the things, and you put in parentheses whether you like it or not, because all of our hardcore guys just talk about dirt bikes. And it's like, don't worry, you'll become an adventure rider when you get older. These questions might apply to you.
Unless they get into side-by-sides.
Oh, jeez. Okay. What does BedMac 2 want?
The original review for the 390 Adventure was one of the best out there.
Yeah,
Thanks
thank
for
you.
the follow-up. As others have pointed out, KTM now sells a spoked wheels set. I am waiting to bend my alloy before I go for those.
I'm going to tell you why you shouldn't wait to bend those. Because if you have a straight set of alloys to sell with your bike, and you have the adventure wheels, the spoked wheels, the bike will sell better. So just saying, from experience, if you have a set of extra wheels, it seems like a selling point. So, okay.
The double take mirrors are great.
We agree.
Also added a stronger bash plate and bar risers. The one thing I found after going to flat pegs on my 390 Adventure was that getting the brake pedal adjusted ideally was tough for the standing position. So I went with a 2-level step plate, Alt Rider and SW Montec make them. Loving the bike as a dirt newbie. Very convinced in spring. Confidence inspiring. Was my last mod was I went to a 14T front sprocket but haven't checked it out in the dirt yet.
Take that, Jerome, David, and Porterhouse. Yeah, see, he likes his KTM 390. Did either of you guys notice the brake pedal being low?
No,
You
I didn't.
remember that with the foot? Have you ridden it with flat foot pedal? Yeah, you rode it with the modified, the ones that we welded.
No.
No, you did. Yeah, you did. You rode it before they were flat. I think. No, you didn't.
Nope. No flat.
It's kind of funny because after you said that, I kind of started thinking back, and I know we made some adjustments on the brake pedal stop or something like that to get it a little bit higher, which we would do. But I don't know if I want to change the 14. I don't know if I want to change the countershaft sprocket. I haven't even paid attention to it because I thought the gear races were actually pretty good for the bike, but I don't want to ride it as a dirt bike either. I like the way that it cruises down the highway, and so I wouldn't change the gearing. But BedMac sounds good. Damon Bates says,
as always, the gold standard of review and mods commentary.
right
There it is.
Still using
gold standard.
Still using all the skills you and your wife taught me at Dirt Days a few years ago. And
Plug for JimmyLewisOffroad.com. Yeah, coming soon, our online training program, and the Better Rider podcast, which we were gonna record an episode today, but you were busy doing construction work.
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yes.
Actually, I have two podcasts to record for that.
Oh boy, sounds like a long night.
Putting Jimmy to work.
A few years ago, and your 450L vids helped me buy that bike, which I've now modded the crap out of it. Thanks for all you do.
See, we sell products. That's why you should advertise with Tech Talk Taco Tuesday, because we sell the mods out of crap, something like that. Golub, oh boy,
Golabad.
Golabad 99.
Jimmy, what do you think of the 390 Adventureverse?
It's like fart, but with an S.
Spartan Pillin?
Svart Pillin.
Spartan Pillin 401.
That's a Husqvarna.
Which is better all around and light off-road motorcycle for a beginner?
Can't answer that question. Never ridden a Svart Pillin. So I can't, but I would tell you the KTM 390 Adventure is a great motorcycle, off-road motorcycle, light off-road motorcycle, and an awesome street bike for a beginner. Period.
Brian, this is my very first motorcycle, and I got it about 6 months ago. Perfect beginner bike, and this thing is a blast.
Take that, Galabad 99. Look at perfect. 6 months ago, guy's still happy, hasn't outgrown it. All good.
Andrew Boundy, expert informed testing. I guess my takeaway is buy a different bike if you need to make all those mods to make your bike. I'm guessing you're into $4,000 to $5,000, and with the price of that bike, you're into T7 territory, which has a lot of things taken care of already. Though not perfect to suspect, as you say, maybe wait for the R version of the 390 if it's the platform you love. Anyways, good information. Thanks.
Okay. So he brought up an interesting point. That's why I put this one last. The R version of the 390. And it's kind of funny because I did a little bit of stuff, and everybody's saying the 490. All of a sudden, they're talking about the 490, which will be, if they do make it, a whole different bike, because it'll be a twin-cylinder bike. And if they make a 390R, which would be just a little more aggressive, I suspect, since they're making those hard parts wheels, they could easily build the bike that we built and sell it for $1,000 more, and it'd be twice the bike. In reality, it'd be a really good bike, because our bike is a lot better than the stock one. So, but who knows? I mean, do you want to wait this long for KTM to do it? And even if KTM does this, you're still going to want to modify it a little bit for yourself. So, and you're into T7 territory maybe in price, but you're not in T7 territory in size. And as much as we love the T7, by the way, which I do, I wouldn't even talk about it in the same sentence as a KTM 390. It's just two different levels of bike, mostly in size and power, which tend to get the type of riders that would be interested in the 390 in trouble, or would not be of interest to riders who are interested in the 390. In other words, seasoned riders. So, if you're waiting for all the hot dirt bike talk, and we just bored you to death with KTM 390 stuff, I promise you. Oh, George is calling me. What's wrong with the damn? Did the show go down?
I think the
segment. Hold on. George just texted me. He wanted to have Jimmy call me about the 390 if he wants.
He's calling me now. Okay, yeah. Well, go. Hold on. Let's see here. Are you at a bar?
That is better.
Are you?
I got words on this 390. You remember the bar change Jim and I did?
Yes.
So we both hated that bike and were very uncomfortable on it. And we did that bar change at your suggestion, and you can tell them exactly what it was, I'm sure. But that made the whole difference.
Oh, Jim still hates Jim still hates the bike.
No, I don't think he does. I mean, it made a big difference in that thing. I mean, it is it's a nice little bike, but I was pretty uncomfortable on it the first few times I rode it, and it was over time. But that's the kind of stuff I've learned, through you, is just trying different things without just throwing the internet stuff at it.
Okay, hold on. Can I do a proper introduction, George? We should have a George introduction song, because I kind of feel this is going to be a thing when he's just sitting there.
Yeah.
What kind of tequila are you drinking tonight, George?
I try to reach out to your producer, but he doesn't listen to me. And,
you thought I was bad when I had 2 computer screens up. He's got 2.5, because he's pointing one at me.
Yeah.
He's got a lot of stuff going on over there, but I kind of feel like this will be a regular thing. But my question is like, what kind of tequila are you drinking, George?
No, I'm actually on rum. I'm about, I don't know, 5 fingers deep in some rum and
There.
Diet Coke.
Oh,
Yeah.
what
yeah.
rum?
No, that's it. Yeah, it's just so we'll get you an introduction song. So next time you call in, because I kind of feel it's going to be a regular thing. George calling in, because we got Matt's
I got a bug, yeah.
we got Matt's hot minute coming in soon. We got a whole
No, we should do this first, because it's already 8:33.
Oh boy, yeah. So
And I just wanted to really quickly say, any bike, when you tweak it, and not necessarily high dollar, tweak it to fit you. And like you always say about suspension, you got to know what you want before you go out and just throw money at it. But if you start playing with that low budget stuff and just clickers, handlebar height, it really made a difference.
You can make a good bike out of it.
It changed the whole bike for me, because power delivery and all that wasn't really what that's all fine for me. That was all good. But just the ergonomics, it felt like the steering head was just way low. It looked really far away. It didn't feel right riding it. I was uncomfortable. And I had Jim ride it, and we got back and we changed it around, and I kind of blind tested Jim. I said, hey, get on this and try it. After I rode it, and said, wow, this just really wakes it up. I just felt so much better. And he really liked it after that.
Yeah. Well, no, he liked it more, but he said, the bar angle with his wrist, it just wasn't right. But that's something you can tweak and tune. There's like a lot of stuff to use to modify to that. But anyhow, glad you
you're an hour and a half into your show. I'll leave you alone.
I want to know where you hid the fork guards for Erica's bike, because today, I know you guys said you cleaned up my shop. Well, you cleaned up the fork guards that we spent hours and hours looking for. So with that, I'm gonna let you go, George, and you can figure out where those are. They might be attached to your bike or something. And anytime you want,
you don't have
Logan.
KTM fork guard somewhere, huh?
Well, not hers. The ones that I left in a very specific location that was evidently cleaned by you guys. Yeah. So Logan's got a new KTM 300 coming. We hear, so I need one too. So you know what that means.
Mine wouldn't start, by the way, so I got to deal with that.
Oh, bring it over. We'll take care of it.
In Montana for a couple months.
Yeah. Bad gas. Okay.
I think I know what it is. Yeah.
Okay. Talk to you soon. See ya. That was everybody. That was George. If you're not familiar with George, he's one of our coaches at our riding school. He's been on the show a few times, and
he's got a really good submission too.
No. Okay, so let's. Okay, so we're done with questions right now. Yeah. This is how long it took, and I'm sorry for taking too long to answer your questions, but this is a new segment of the show.
Yes.
This is a new segment that I think you're all going to be proud of. I'm pretty sure that everybody is waiting for us to do this segment has gone, so that way I feel a little bit safe, because I don't know if this is going to go good or horribly wrong. So, Logan, would you take down the new addition to our studio? No, I'm not reaching for that. Come on, Matt. What are you kidding? There's something else coming in hot over here. Okay. So this section, this is, we're calling it Roost or Endo. Is that what we called it?
Rate my bike.
Rate my bike. This
Yeah.
is Roost or Endo. Rate my bike. This is the board that we have here. I think you can see it on the.
Yeah, we got it.
See it on the screen.
Maybe move the taco dyno.
The Tacosaurus. Yeah, just put him off to the side there.
There we go.
So this is how this works. So we got incredible response on this today. Like 2:30 or something. We kind of came up with this little shtick, and it was like, let's have people submit their bikes, like their picture of their bike, and then tell us the mods, and then Jimmy is going to like break your bike down, like tell you like what he thinks of it. And I hate to say it, but I probably used most of the products that you've talked about or ridden with them and stuff like that, and I can kind of see trends and combinations and things. But this could go horribly wrong.
I think it's going to go great because this was Logan and I's idea.
Yeah, well, I have to give you guys credit. There was some brainstorming that went on, which is kind of strange when we're talking about brainstorming and Logan. I understand it with you because you're a physicist, but so like Logan, what does a brainstorm feel like? Does it hurt?
No, it was kind of fun. Mm-hmm. It was a lot of laughs.
So you
that whole thing.
They made a segment that you will never see because it was freaking horrible. But Matt just sat there and laughed for like he's like had to skip through the whole thing because he just was laughing because
because you laughed at it too. You laughed.
No, I laughed at you laughing. No. I don't remember what you guys said. That's how bad it was. So anyway, so here's and it wouldn't be fair for me to just like I said, I wouldn't expect I would never expect you to do a job if I wouldn't be doing it myself. So I'm gonna go ahead and rate one of my own bikes. I know this is a reach and everything like that, but and if you're listening to this, you're gonna have to see we have this board up here, and it has Endo on one side and Roost on the other. And then we're going to take a picture of your bike, and I'm going to look at it. I have not seen these, by the way. And Matt stopped me from looking at these because he thought I would be cheating. But because I'm just going to go off the cuff, and then these guys will fix it. I think this is going to get so popular, we're going to have a pre-show where these guys are going to have to screen the ones that come in because we got a lot. I mean, and if we don't get to yours tonight, I'm sorry. Blame it on me, not them. So we're going to put your bike someplace on this chart, like where we think, whether it Roosts or whether Endos, and then you can chat about it. So if you know somebody that submitted, you should probably have them tune into the show right now because here it goes. But so it wouldn't be like proper if I didn't just rate my own bike, right, Logan?
Yeah.
Okay. So I think there's not a lot of surprise here. Get the bells ready. My favorite bike is a Husaberg 570. Yes, that's right. This is my 2008 Husaberg 570. I rolled it out of the garage and shot a picture of it myself. I would have put the parts list up on the Facebook page, but I know it by heart. This is my bike. This thing is super mega awesome. We don't even need to quote horsepower figures because they're really off the chart, and it is pretty much stock for the most part, except for it has a lot of hours on it. And it has the company's not in business anymore, as far as I know that, but it has a Ride PG graphics kit, so which is most of it's fallen off, but because it was built in 2008 too. But I got the white plastic kit. It has it has Fastway handguards, flex handlebars like all my bikes. Has a Recluse clutch like all my bikes. Has Kenda tires. Like all my bikes, but unlike the other ones, this one has the Ibex on the back because
the extra gas tank.
No Ibex, no the tires, the Kenda Ibex on the back
has
a Parker DT in the front, but has the Ibex on the rear, and that's like the Extreme Enduro tire, and the tire's a little bit bigger. It's got those super spongy knobs.
Yeah.
That literally throw Roost an extra 35 feet compared to most other bikes. Has some TM Design Works chain protection. Has an FMF front part of the exhaust with a power bomb on it. An Acro exhaust on the rear. Don't ask me exactly why, but that's what worked the best. I've tuned the ECU with some proprietary software that I got that somehow talks to key and ECUs. Thing rips. It didn't need more horsepower. I actually needed to tone it back some. And let's see, what else does it have? Has a lot of stuff on it. Like has a Baja Designs headlight stuffed into that frame. A Trail Tech computer on it. Has some double take mirrors because it is street legal. Like I don't really like to ride it on the street because the county gets really pissed off when I rip the pavement like out of the ground. So here's how this works. So I would talk about your bike, and I go, well, frankly, I'm looking at this thing and I go, this quite possibly could be the most awesome motorcycle in the world. So it's going to set the standard for where everybody else has to sit, and that's why I had a special fixture made for it. Because like there's Roost, and then there's where the Husaberg sits. So you want to let's see here. I'll go over here, and it clips on, and it goes like
Beyond Roost.
yeah.
There we
It's beyond Roost. So just so you know where the standard is here, just in case you were wondering. Oh, and it's a 570, Craig. What, are you kidding? Like what else is there? So, okay, here we go. We'll hold the board up here, Logan, and we'll stick them on there. Here's the picture. You're going to stick it up there, and I'm going to read this. So this is
I'm also experimenting here with the software.
to see if we can.
Now, yeah, everyone should see.
Everybody
the
should
picture
see
that
the
Logan's
picture.
looking at.
So what you would be looking at, or what I'm going to describe for you, is a you put Dalla Theobald, but it's actually Dallas. I know
Yeah,
Dallas.
yeah.
He's been on the show
Typo.
before.
Yeah.
Really, really awesome guy. This guy rides Ironman in a lot of the Best in the Desert races, a lot of the Nevada desert races, and his bike is a 2019 Husky 501. Thank you for telling us what bike it is, because I promise you some people will forget to tell us what bike it is.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so I will have to guess. It has Dick's Racing suspension, Fast Company Flex handlebars, Kenda Parker DT rears, Kenda Washougal front, Nitro Moose, Scott Stamper. Oh, my Husaberg has that too, by the way.
Oh yeah. So it's not
FNF 4.1, Vortex ECU, a Churbies, and a chair, like a chair, and bees, like bees, chair bees. 3.1 gallon gas tank. Well, you can hold that up in front there because it'll also help with the thing. You can actually start sliding around, like, because we never know where it's going to land, right? We don't know where it's at. Seat Concepts Comfort Seat, a Churby skid plate and handguards. Man, I tell you what. Did you know that this was going to go good, this first one?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I put them in a specific order.
Oh boy. You think you know where I'm going to rank? So it's going to start up at the high end, and we're going to work to the low end.
There's gonna be some variation. Okay.
So actually the bike looks sweet. It's a desert sled. It looks really good. His graphics got his name on it and stuff. Theobald Motorsports. Okay. I like his tires for sure. I like the Kendas. I'm good with that.
I think that graphics kit, that blue with the gray and the white accents, I think looks really cool.
It's a good looking bike. And I'll tell you what, the good thing about this bike is it is race proven. Mm-hmm. I mean, Dallas is winning the Ironman expert class at a lot of these events. I don't have any problems with this bike at all. And if you're doing that kind of stuff, it's a great thing. Actually, the seat concept seat is really good. And I'll tell you what I know, because I just got a new one, and I'm actually going to do a story about it, because I actually had them make me kind of one that, I don't think all their seats are really custom, but it has this kind of like these wings on it, and the rally guys have been starting to go to this wings to have them help them hang on to the bikes. But the seat concepts puts it on there more for a comfort thing, to where your butt kind of sits there, but it's also gets fat where you would want to grip the bike. Man, this bike's pretty close to Roost. This is setting the standard for a really good bike. And the fact that it's a 2019, they haven't changed enough to make any differences. Mm-hmm. Dallas's bike's going to go like way up there, Logan. Yeah, like it. I mean, it can't touch a Husaberg, but it's going to be the standard for what we're talking about here. So, yeah. Put that thing on there. Really sweet bike. If you're wondering what these things look like, you can always check out one of the live feeds that we kind of pump out there and put on it. Hey, Dallas, thanks for joining in and sending that thing in. Okay, here's our next hope.
Can you just name the person for me so I make sure I have the right image?
Jordan Hui Bree gets. Come on, Logan, help me with this. Hubertst. That sounds good to me. No, it's not Hubert. Hui, Hui. Hui.
Oh,
Bree?
Hubrex. He put it in the chat.
Hubrex. Okay. Okay, Logan. Here's your picture. Let's hold it up there. Okay. All I see in this thing is shipping containers. Okay. It's a 2005 KTM 950 Adventure. So we're talking adventure bike. This is a big bike, and it's landing off a jump.
It's on the track.
Yeah.
And
it has race number.
It's got race numbers on it, and it's shooting a Roost that's like 30% less than a Husaberg 570, but it is a 950, so we'll take it in consideration. He has long travel suspension, which is good. I know this. A60 rims with stronger woody spokes. That's good. I have that on some of my KTM 950 wheels. Dirt bike styled oiled intake. Dirt bike style oiled intake. Oh, he's talking about the air filter. So he has a he took a real air filter and put it on there. I have the Rottweiler one on my KTM 950. I don't know which one I guess he's on the chat. He'll let us know. I have the Rottweiler one, and I tell you, it's really, really good. As far as a single mod for these things, they're really good. Single exhaust, I have that in mind. Well, do you know all this stuff? Are you just finding guys that copy me?
No. So I saw it was 950, and I'm like, oh, those are cool bikes.
A bunch of
And then
stuff to make it more durable and lighter. I'd like to know what that is, but it's a skid plate. I have that in mind. Custom fairing lower.
Tower.
Oh, custom fairing tower. It's like a rally tower. I don't have that. Bark busters. That's it. Many mods I've forgotten by now. I have that too. I've forgotten a lot of mods I've done.
Wait,
That,
these are older models, yeah.
So is the 2005 fuel injected, or is it still carbureted? That was right when they were kind of switching. But anyways, that's a pretty sweet setup. The long travel suspension, it came stock on the early ones, but then they started having a long travel and a short travel one. I'm looking at that. He's mobbing that thing. That's good. That's going to be pretty high up there too. But here's where it goes wrong. Like you've just stepped out of adventure territory. You've gone, like, you're treating that thing like a dirt bike, and that's scary. So it's not going to be as good as Dallas's bike is purpose built for a purpose, and this one you're taking it out of its zone. Although, I mean, he's got full knobs in this thing. He's not messing around, not at all. So
you go take it to Dakar.
Well, you can't because they're only girls can ride Dakar now with single cylinder bikes.
Oh, okay.
So like the men,
I hope Ricky Rayback's in the chat.
Well, he is.
No, I hope he is.
No, they're testing right now in.
Oh, right now.
In not right now, like at night, but in this time of year, in 100 and whatever degrees temperature.
Yeah.
They're so he's
100 and screw you.
Yeah, exactly. 100 and screw you. So. Yeah, Jordan, thanks for showing this. This was pretty cool. I'm gonna just put him like right up there, just kind of bump it up and right up close to that. That's good. I think that's a good bike, especially because we're Dirt Bike Test and we're Tech Talk and we're all about the dirt and the shipping containers in the back. That looks like an off-road car racetrack, which that's a motocross track for an adventure bike, which is a.
There we go. This is.
Oh boy!
I'm gonna make sure I get this image up. So.
Yeah. Okay.
There we go.
George.
This is gonna be the biggest
George
one too.
Justice. Yeah. Oh dear. I don't even know how this made the cut, but in the name of Texas Jesus.
I know how it made the cut.
In the name of Texas Jesus. Here we go, Logan. You can hold that up. This is a 1982 Honda. Get this, ATC 200E. And I know a little bit more about this than you can imagine.
There's photos of you like for photo shoots on this, yeah?
Is
on a three-wheeler?
Of me on a three-wheeler.
Yeah, didn't you do photo shoots on one or something? I thought I heard something about
not
that.
three-wheelers. I made my debut into the world on a four-wheeler.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, on a. I'm sorry to admit that. Just erase the last few minutes. 1982 Honda ATC 200E, vet owned, all service records. Remember, you just heard George on the show, so his credibility is just dropped off the charts. He has all service records, original oil, tore the seat cover off to absorb moisture and for cooler riding. He removed the front brake cable to free up the front brake, and he bent the bars to accommodate a bad shoulder injury from a rollover, which all sound like things that would happen with a ATC 200E. You don't want to know why he bought this thing. You heard about Ultra 3 racing?
No, I haven't actually.
Have you? You know what Ultra 4 racing is, right? It's King of the Hammers.
Oh, okay, got it.
King of the Hammers. That's called Ultra 4.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, at the Ultra 4 event, there's something called Ultra 3.
Oh dear God.
Yeah, it's generally ATC 70s with like ridiculous modifications and stuff. I've competed a couple times. Last year, I had a rough go at it, and I actually saved the ATC with my head when it was cartwheeling. It landed on my head.
Injury forces sale.
Yeah, no, it wasn't my bike. It was a rental, a loaner, or something like that. I was sponsored. I don't remember. So Texas Jesus, good friend of mine, my co-dog when I did race the one Ultra 4 race I've done, invited me over to the super top secret Ultra 3 races that take the place in the Dome of Death or something like that. I don't know. It's all bad. But George wanted to get into it, and he bought this pig. So, and it's the wrong tool for the job. So,
Yeah, it is. That's a big red. That thing
Logan, can you just guess where that thing is going to go?
to haul a dead deer.
No.
Yeah, there we go.
That is the wrong direction. No. Like, actually, I need to build one of those extensions off the end here, but we'll just put it right here by that yellow peg. That's can you endo a 3-wheeler? I guess you can. I did.
You can try.
I did. Yeah, Bob.
Those things kept Honda's lawyers busy for years.
Yeah. If you're a lawyer, George is coming at you.
Injury forces sale.
Yeah, just try to keep the endo thing in the picture. Maybe just hang it off the bottom like this. Let's just have that. Let's get it low, just like that down there.
Craig is saying we should put it behind the board.
Yeah. Next up, Sean Smith. Here we go, Logan. Here's our photo. We are looking. I'm just gonna look at the picture. There's one thing on this thing that just escalated. No matter what, how bad it is, there's something on this bike that just kicks it up to a new level. So this bike is a 2021 KTM 350 XCFW. I don't care what this thing says. It has a chainsaw rack on the front. And to you, my friends, that trail ride, that want to be out in the trails, it's people like this that keep your trails open and accessible, and they go out and do work, and they keep our trails open. So right up there, Sean, I'm super stoked on you. So I want to figure out where he doesn't even list the chainsaw.
I thought he listed it somewhere. Did I? I might have messed up.
Oh, you
that
cut
in
it.
the- Sorry, Sean. Yeah, there was a mention about it, but the chainsaw is why this got on here.
Okay, no, I totally appreciate that as a fellow trail cutter, because I want to know whose chainsaw rack it is, because Trail Tech used to make some for that specific saw. He has a steel saw on. I don't know if it's the MS 180, but they made like Jeff at Trail Tech, when Jeff was running the company, built this bitchin' thing where you literally just drop the saw and it would lock in, and it was a little lever that would pull it right back out. So it was so awesome. He would actually start it up while it was in the rack and pull it out. And
Really?
And he'd never get off his bike. Most incredible thing I've ever
That's
seen.
awesome.
But anyways, 3.9 gallon tank. It looks like a Cherbys to me. I like a Cherbys. Cherbys. Recluse clutch. Yes. Left-hand rear brake. That's for Mojave Bob. Not my style, but that's okay. Athena Get ECU with traction control knob. That's good too, I think. Especially when you get them from Taco Mike. Taco Mike is a supporter of the show because you two clowns haven't got all of his things done yet. Probably because he hasn't done his reads.
I was gonna say, we've actually been doing our work. We're waiting on.
Well,
we're waiting
Logan
to
had
hear
it
from
for a
him.
month. What happened?
I didn't do anything.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks for taking credit for that. Because he gets, he's getting free advertising on this show because you didn't do anything. Mm-hmm. So that's why your check is now a negative number, and I'm gonna cut that check, and I'd like you to take it to the bank and see how it works. Because I've never taken a negative check to the bank, but if you go there, they'll probably ask you to pay money in. I think that's how it works. And then I get money. So
If there's any bankers in the chat, let us know.
yeah, how that works with a negative check number. Bib front, tubeless rear. Woo. That's interesting. I'm actually going to I'm looking at the tire on this KTM 350 XC, and it almost looks like one of the 90-100s, like the big fatty front tires. And the funny thing is, I don't know that there's any mooses that fit in those, so that means it's probably a pretty soft, cushy ride. So this is a full-on trail rig. This is a trail
riding rig.
I think in the original post he mentioned it was helping out with Tour Idaho at some point. I think I forgot. I think I missed putting that on there because I was focusing on the specs. But
yeah,
I think this helped. I think this has done the Tour of Idaho. I think Sean's in the chat. If you can let us know.
Yeah, that's no a Tour of Idaho. Actually, the first guys are actually out on the tour right now.
Oh, really?
And they were looking for guys to go. They were looking for the guys to go out and get ahead of the lead guys to go cut because there's some sections that need to be opened, and this is so Sean is doing the tour this year at the end of August. Don't do it with your chainsaw. Like I promise you, there's good Samaritans out there, Sean, that will that will do that. That will open that up for you. Tubeless in the rear, that's good. I'm 50-50 on the tubeless. I'm more of just go with the Moose or a tube. Voyager Trails. Oh, Voyager Trail Tech Pro? Trail Pro. Tech Pro.
Yeah.
Voyager Trails. So it's between those. It's probably a Voyager Trail Tech Pro. Voyager Pro by Trail Tech. Anyways. Fastweight ultra silent insert on stock silencer. So good. He's trying to get more power and keep the sound down. That's good. Factory suspension works. Custom shock. Forks and shock. Okay. I'm not familiar with that, but probably got it set up for his thing. Desmogged. Yep. Baja Designs XL80 headlight when no saw. Actually, you probably need a headlight for your saw. And then you can cut all night, which is what I dream of doing. So that's a pretty good rig too. That's gonna be. I'm gonna place that like in front of the 950 and behind Dallas's bike. And the only reason I'm gonna bring it down a notch is because Matt didn't put all the features on there. Right, I'm blaming on
the
Matt.
chainsaw and the Tour of Idaho.
He's got some skid plates, lots of protection. He has little, I start overanalyzing bikes, and it's like he has little protections on the bottom of his fork guards. The Chirby's makes these cool things that bolt on the bottom of the forks when you hit rocks, which is really good. Yeah, that's a nice ride. I don't really have anything to complain about. I can usually complain about something, but and I've heard people say, "Oh, doesn't that chainsaw on the front make a lot of weight?" And it's like, well, pick your bike up over a log, and then we'll talk about weight.
Right.
So
it should be the last one because we're starting to run a little long. But
when's that?
Well, it's 9:00. So.
Hey, we'll turn this into a longer show.
Yeah.
It's Logan will have to go to school.
Do 5 a week.
One of these days, Logan will have to go to school again, and then they'll have a bedtime and all that stuff. Oh.
So this next one's actually my vote for like the winner of this round.
Okay, Logan, hold this up.
All right, chat should be able to see it now.
Dana Demetrius is provided with us a 1976 Yamaha XT500. And this thing's got a long list of mods, but let me tell you, there are certain people that would really, really drool over a bike like this. This thing's super modded out. And I remember when I was a kid racing, like going to the 4-stroke nationals, like Rick Johnson rode a bike very similar to this. And like at the time he was a factory Yamaha racer, and he would go to a 4-stroke national to race a bike like this. And he was one of the guys. I mean, it'd be like, right now it'd be like having Jet Lawrence show up on your podcast and you'd be super stoked, which you never know when that's going to happen, allegedly. We got something big for next week, hopefully. I don't know what I'm talking about. We're going to an event, a live event. You know, Logan, if you got your work done, I could drag you to one of these events and you could ride dirt bikes with pros.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he's never done that.
Never done that. Well, he tries to catch him and he eats shit, so I'm more scared about you. So, anyhow, 540cc J&E piston at 10.5 to 1, a Megacycle cam, titanium retainers, a 36 millimeter intake Mikuni round slide, 1.25" exhaust, Barnett clutch, Carrillo connecting rod, a camshaft oil line. So this thing has all the stuff done to it back then. Like you kids hop on your modern day 4-strokes that you could probably have a 250F that'll put out the same power as this thing from the factory.
This is the stuff that old timers had to do to make their bikes run. This one's a little bit before my time. 83 YZ 490 forks. Oh my, that's a good thing. Well, it's better than the ones that came on it, right?
Yes.
Double leading shoe.
YZ 250 rims, Suzuki PE swing arm. So
This is insane.
okay, so this is insane. So think about this. Like, think about you right now. Take Logan. You take your KTM, and you have somehow found out through the grapevine that the Yamaha swing arm is better, and you need to put it on your KTM.
Yeah.
Would you do this? It's a big reach.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is where we had to go because
I think he dented the gas tank to get the forks on.
oh yeah, it does have dents in it. Yeah,
So the forks will turn all the way?
it's because it has.
Forks.
Oh no, I thought it said Works triple, and I thought it was going to say triple clamps. It's Works Performance triple rate shocks, which is
I
a
see
thing.
those.
Yep, Renthal bars, TT aluminum tank. So that's the one thing that makes it look really trick.
Yeah. It's got the- this is right.
Old school bark busters. What? Wait, well, hold on. You're riding this thing in the woods
It's old. It's got drum brakes.
and a skid plate.
In the woods?
Shouldn't it have tank straps?
I think he's riding this thing in the woods with the bark busters.
Chasing down Caleb Russell in GNCCs.
Sure.
Maybe flat track?
You know the funny thing is you look at this bike and you just look at it and it looks lightweight. They look light because there's especially a small tank. Look at the padding on the back of that seat because that's where they used to ride and sit down back there,
I think
back in the
lower
old
than
days.
85.
Like
Sometimes it's less than an 85 on that bike.
yeah, 1976. Think about that, Logan. Where were you? Where was your dad at that point?
4 years old.
No, in 76. Beg to differ.
No, I was 4.
Your dad was 4.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, okay, good. Oh, wow, that was quick math. I was thinking you were talking about yourself. Yeah. You weren't even a sparkle in his pants at that point. This is a pretty trick bike. This is actually like he's got the side panels. He's got the aluminum and stuff in him. This is actually a pretty nice machine. Man, I feel like I'm picking on old people if I don't rate it really high. Is that Bob said?
I think it's pretty high.
How come you didn't give me more duds? I wanted to pick on people.
I
No, I
can go
didn't.
print some out right now.
No, we'll do this for next time. Next
Yeah,
time this will
yeah.
be really bad. This is a really sweet machine. I think it's gonna go just a tad behind that 950, but it's still definitely heavy in the Roost category.
No, it's above the 950.
It's above the
I
950.
think it's above the 9. I put it between the chainsaw and the Husky.
The chainsaw.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You would.
Yeah, I would. It's that chrome tank and then the
It does look good.
yeah.
I don't know. And I'm an off-road guy.
It is your show though.
No, I'm an off-road guy. I don't know why I want to ding it for the bark busters. Yeah, Bob.
In 1976, if you were desert racing, that was the bike to have. For a
What?
four-stroke.
Oh, for a 4-stroke.
Yeah. So there's a whole flock of those kind where they modified all of them to reduce the weight and get better suspension on them and all that stuff. It was.
Where do we know where he was from or anything? Where Dana is from? Dana Demetrius?
There's 3 of those things that show up. That's probably one of them, that like Day in the Dirt.
Oh, really?
That's awesome. That
Yeah.
looks like exactly the guy that shows up. There's 3 of them just like close enough to that. And
That-
they sound like
yeah.
they've ever.
Oh, it's just big 4-stroke. It's so cool.
Big, but it's big old.
Okay,
airboat.
I'm gonna. You know what? It's gonna go right in front of the chainsaw. Like,
There
like
we go.
Big, old,
That's-
air-cooled, loud.
yeah. So you can just pin it something like that.
I think I'll make these smaller next time.
The board's gonna get. We'll have to flip through them and stuff like that to figure out.
It's
That
an old school icon.
this thing's gonna get top heavy. So hang it back up there on the wall, Logan. I really want to thank everybody for.
Yeah, the response on this was a lot more than I ever thought.
Yeah, I didn't think it was going to be anything like this.
This was awesome. Thank you so much, guys.
I like to see people's bikes. I like to see where they stack up. I mean, you're never going to be a Husaberg 5.7. You go ahead and ring the bell. You're doing it by accident and stuff. But thanks, Logan, for manufacturing that today. Did you send any screws through your fingers or anything like that?
A couple scratches, but no.
Couple scratches, yeah. It's lucky it wasn't with the skill saw. So okay, do we have any? He's asking for one more review. We'll keep those in a file in case we have to go back and like rearrange the notes.
Yeah.
Do we have any good questions and stuff like that? Hey, I you know what's amazing? I just saw something on the chat. Evidently, they're letting people in jail. Like not Facebook jail, but real jail, talk because I see Big John in there. He's I bet you somebody smuggled a phone in there. You know where you snuggle a phone in,
Yeah.
Logan. Yeah, I hope you don't.
So,
I hope John breaks out of prison and makes it on the show.
Yeah, he should come in one of these days.
Yeah.
I go riding at 5:00 in the morning, John, just in case you get out of jail. You want to go take that sweet ride of yours out. So, do we have any other good questions that came up on the chats and stuff like that?
There was a Tour Idaho one I saw. It was from YouTube.
Yep. It was one of the other. I saw one that said Jimmy, comma, and there was something else. Jimmy, what do you think? Oh yeah, that's a good one. Kyle Osborne says, Jimmy, do you think KTM would sell a factory-style adventure bikes in the smaller CC department, and how would they do? So they do the 790Rs, like their 890R. They make one with it's kind of like the factory edition bikes, and I don't know. That's a really good question. I'm pretty sure they would sell them because people buy anything right now, but anyways. Andy BJ says, unrelated, but do you know if it's true that you have to apply for the Tour of Idaho by June 1st in order to be able to try? So, Andy, so Martin at motorcyclejazz.com kind of puts out all the information. He's the curator, I would call him, the godfather of the Tour of Idaho, and he has a list of requirements and things that you should do if you want to be sort of what we'll call like an official Tour of Idaho participant. And you should go there for all the information because what I'm just saying is kind of secondhand info. But he does have sort of a procedure and stuff to be able to do it. Because if you are an official tour participant, they kind of track you and pay attention to you, and you get some coverage and when you needed assistance and different things like that. So I would refer to his webpage, and he has rules and regulations and things. But you can also go on his webpage and get all the information you would ever need to know to do the Tour of Idaho, and you could go do it and not tell anybody, and nobody would know and nobody would care, and then you could decide at the end whether you did the Tour of Idaho or not. Kind of like the way I did the Tour of Idaho, except it was early on, and Martin knew I was there because Martin's a friend of mine, and I didn't really read his rules before I went and did it. The rules, I just got the route, downloaded the waypoints, and did all the work to figure out where it went, and did the Tour of Idaho. And so you can do it how you want. It's your Tour of Idaho. It's public lands. They really strive to keep these trails open. That's what's awesome about it. You go places you never dreamed you could go on your motorcycle. So do your tour. Whether or not you want to do it the official way or the unofficial way, just respect the land, respect the work people put into doing it. Go out and saw a trail, work on some stuff, donate to the organizations that keep that stuff open. That's all I can say about that. But if you do it, let us know. Let us know how it goes.
There's one, and then
Another one?
I had lost it. Here's one just because it's nice to.
Rusty Nail. He got a T7. Can the big block stabilize my T7? Recommendation was spot on. Well, come on, Rusty. They're all spot on here. You think we're just like sitting here drinking beers, sipping tequila, and just sending the BS out? No, we're I loved him on the T7. The stock tires are actually not that bad, but the big blocks for us were a step up. they just had a little bit more traction off road, a little better traction off road, and did really good. So, so where is Triumph going to make the bikes? Is what I was wondering. I suspect they'll make them in their factory, and I believe their factory is in Britain. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I actually did some research on this. I did pick this question because I wanted to make my research this morning worth it. There is some speculation. They actually have a deal in place with I think was it Baja?
Oh,
Baja.
really?
They have a deal in place with them, but I'm not sure if that means they're going to be.
Well, KTM's going to buy them instantly then.
Yeah, well, so that's the speculation is if they're going to be manufactured in India or
Well,
in England.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how much actually manufacturing they do there. You know how much it's outsourced
Right.
and stuff like that. But time will tell. You know, it's just at this point we're just speculating as much as anybody else. But there are a lot better places to have stuff manufactured at lower costs and things. I don't. If you're the offshore manufacturing is getting really good. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if you started tracking actually where the parts from some of your favorite motocross bikes are manufactured. It wouldn't be Japan or Austria. It might be other countries. Look where the bicycles are coming from, and those things are pretty high tech and pretty technical. So their manufacturing is good in a lot of different places. So we'll see. We'll see where it comes. I'd like to. I mean, I want to ride the bike. I'm always interested in, and especially if they're going to do something different. And just think about it. Like, look at the Cannondale. There's no way that Cannondale was. There was anything good about it. Like a motor that was spun around backwards, and an aluminum chassis, and all the things that you see in maybe a YZ250F or a Husaberg.
So my question about the Cannondale actually did that reverse engine actually inspire Yamaha, or did Yamaha come to that on their own?
Oh, you asked them, they absolutely came to it on their own. But, like, you know, it's funny because, you know, you could actually take this thing. It was called a Palm at the time, and you could actually send the information into the ECU.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. You had to use a wire because they didn't
but
you didn't have Wi-Fi at the time. But
PDA.
as much as, you know, people like to say, oh, look at how revolutionary this is. It's like, it's probably been done before. I mean, everything we do in the show, we copy from someone else, don't we?
Yeah, it depends. I mean,
Nothing new under the sun.
Nothing new. We just reinvent it. Right, Logan?
yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Nothing new under the sun.
Well,
There's not a whole lot more questions. I mean, this one.
let's see
That's kind of
more.
the points they talk about.
Let's see. Maybe Suzuki will start making some changes as well. I don't know. Yeah, I'm not really sure if maybe that's what they're thinking. They're thinking that Suzuki's going to leave a hole and then Triumph's going to take it up. I don't know.
I have no idea.
It's they haven't changed for a long time. I mean, in reality, the bikes aren't that far off. Unless you're a high level guy, you're not going to notice the discrepancies other than you have to kick it and things like this. But performance wise, we're getting to this point where everything is so good. We're starting to, you know, it's like, what flavor do you like? And are you really using all the performance that you're getting out of that particular machine? I would say, you know, novice motocross guys are, you know, a true novice is not going to use the potential of a 250F. So having a little less power and stuff like that isn't gonna really hurt him.
Right.
Jordan Siegel says, does the country of manufacture impact your purchase decision, such as a BMW 850 manufactured in China by Kimco?
No, Taiwan. Big
Ta-
difference.
Yeah,
Huge.
between China. Well, like, it depends on where you get your information from, first of all. But, I would more so rely on the brand's reputation. You know, like how their overall brand reputation or perception is. And man, that's a hard thing to get because you know really what you're hearing on the internet, what you're seeing on the internet is like bad news. Bad news travels fast, and the things. But you know, if you're talking to friends or have friends that are buying bikes and things like this, in specifically BMW 850, I don't care where it's manufactured. I haven't noticed any sort of difference in BMW, you know, 850 reliability. And I don't know where exactly they've been manufactured. I don't know if they've been manufactured over there since the beginning, or if they were manufactured in Berlin or in Munich, wherever they manufactured this. I think it was Berlin for the beginning. I don't know if when they changed. So So not really. I think it's more about how the reliability stacks up. And I've been one of those people that I don't really like to buy the first year of anything, mostly because I was working at a magazine and the first year of everything was delivered to us and we would ride it, and I never really had any problems. But me as a consumer would maybe sit back and wait a year. If something's brand new, sit back and wait a year, and that'll tell you if there's really severe problems. But trust your friends and realize whatever they're saying bad is amplified by 10 times. Okay. Christian Yankovsky. I am learning road book riding. Do you know anyone that can share some road books, deserts in Southern California? Well, I know someone that ripped off all of my road books and tries to sell them.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. But let's see. I'm pretty sure there's some groups out there that do this. A lot of the dual sport rides will have the option to give you like a small road book, or some of the dual sport rides might have turn-by-turn road book stuff. Old dual sport rides were always like this. But I would kind of search around on some of the different websites that kind of involve rallies and ask this. I mean, where I'm at, I don't really spend much time with people that are just. I mean, we do have a rally school where we teach people the I don't want to say the basics, but we do work on the basics, but they're very advanced. And we do have groups that kind of train together that make their own road books and stuff like this. But yeah, I'm pretty sure they're out there. I know somehow there's guys that are getting road books and riding road books and doing different stuff like that. So I don't know anybody specifically that's kind of sharing them, but I know there's road books that are out there. So okay,
I think that's pretty much it.
That's it.
Questions from chat.
What do you have any questions for me, Logan?
No.
No, you don't want to know when your next check is coming. Hey, remember on the last show we talked about the plushy air tank that Kreft was selling?
Yes.
My shock's going to show up on Friday.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm stoked about getting my shock. But so I actually went through my stuff and found this. It's an Aircell was the name of the company, Aircell Systems, that made this tank. And this was a tank that goes on a conventional set of forks, whether they're cartridge forks or open chamber. And so this end here, and I'm holding up this what looks like a small air tank with a funny contraption on top of it. And this would be where your fork bleeder goes into. And it has a small hose that runs to it. And so this would screw into your fork, and these would bolt to your forks. And I know Enzo was making these, and a lot of different companies were making variations of these. And so what this does, because I told you how much I liked it, what this does, it has the bleed. So this is now your bleed. So it's like a push bleed, just like the Motion Pro inserts or whatever you put in their bike if you just want to bleed it off. But inside of here is a control valve. And so as I spin this, it restricts the control valve, like how much air can bleed off the fork. So it's allowing it to have an extra air chamber, and you can control how you want to utilize this. And I noticed it affected the ride height and also the damping character of the fork. And the interesting thing is I took it apart because I was really curious about exactly how it worked. So inside of it, there's a tube inside of here because your fork will blow oil out because there's oil stuff. But it also has a collection area. And then so when it returns, it will suck the oil back into the fork. So as it pools up down here. So I remember when they told me, they said, hey, you might have to add a cc or two of oil to your fork to have the exact same performance as you start changing this. So I just thought I'd bring this in and kind of show you guys that this technology is nothing new. I'm sure because it's working on an air fork and they're adjusting, I'm sure they have some pretty interesting technology that's allowing it to keep the air pressure constant and then blow the air pressure off into the chamber and then release it back in with some valving technology. But it's been something that's been done. And you look at Works bikes back in the days, there was various Works bikes that had chambers like this. And this was funny because this system, I remember in talking with them, they had one for each fork. And I said, well, why can't you combine it into one to make it smaller? And it was because they didn't want the fork oil to alter. Because in their testing, they had found out that all the fork oil, or not all of it, but a lot of the fork oil will end up in one fork for one reason or another, which is like, that's very interesting. I wondered why that happened. But even when no matter how you split the hose, the connections and stuff like that. And believe it or not, the other thing is there was also a handlebar that they used the air chamber inside the handlebar. I think it was TBT that was doing this. So it was the same thing, but a handlebar that they would put the air into the handlebar and do the same thing. But the fork oil problem going from one side to the other was also, and this company knew that beforehand. So some of the interesting things you can learn by testing things over time and doing different things. So at an hour and 22 minutes or so, we should probably call this show over. You think?
Yeah.
3 hours and 22.
Yeah.
We've been going for
2:22.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry, 2:22.
yeah.
Logan's asleep already. He's texting his girlfriend. What time was she supposed to get on chat with you?
She was on there.
No, I mean like the just FaceTime one-on-one thing.
Oh, I don't know.
Was she at your race?
Yeah.
She think you did good?
Mhm.
Yep. You know what you know my club, my bad club with the good club with the bad name?
Yeah.
You know what they say about the podium, right?
What?
No, you're not allowed to know. So with that super bomb drop there, I will. What are we gonna do? What are we gonna do, Logan?
See you out on the trails.
See you on the trail. Cheers, guys.
See you guys.
See ya.
That was good. That was fun.
Good job. I think you need to make a better board, or a bigger. Sorry, not better, bigger board.
Taco Moto. So you've heard us talk about Taco Mike on the show. He's been a guest host a few times. Taco Moto Co., that's how you find him on the web, sells a lot of the kind of cool and unique tuning products that you need to get your emissions compliant bike running up to snuff. So if you have questions, he has answers, and he can also sell you the stuff. So if we can't answer the question here, which we hope we can, maybe he can answer the question over there, and he can also sell you the parts that you might need to get your especially KTM or Husky dual sport bike running like a champ. Anyways, it's tacomoto.co.